do it.
Yay. Let me turn that on. Alright. Well, let me turn the volume down on my other screen, because I don't need... There we go. Okay. Welcome in, everyone, to our night of D&D.
Woo!
Woo! Audio sounds good, right? Cool. Thanks, good. It is the continuation of Odd Company. This is technically session 12. Technically, I have no clue what we're actually at because we, do things off screen.
Yep.
And have for quite a while.
Technically 12. The best kind of 12.
Yes, the technical side.
I wonder what Poe is up to.
Poe?
Remember Poe?
Oh no.
Poe? Winifred Poe?
I know what he's doing.
I wonder if he ever found Piglet.
No, he ate him.
I wonder
Spoilers.
if he ever realized that he found Piglet.
Garrett, this is session 12, technically. Should be in the title. It's not in the-
Session 12.
Yes. Anyway. Alright, well, I guess let's start up with our plugs. Oh, thanks, Geared. Thank you. Alright, let's go down the line according to Discord here. Mike, you're up first, buddy.
You can find me oh, look at my wrist. I gotta go.
Solid.
Nice.
You can't find me anywhere because I'm not streaming or anything. You can find me here, where I play voices or do voices for D&D. That's it for right now.
For right now. Yes.
For right now.
Alright. Let's do Luke, our DM for the night.
Anakin doesn't really have any real reason to have a problem with droids. They were never a challenge for him. He's just racist.
Okay. Brent,
Ahoy!
try and follow that one up.
I don't even.
Well, I'll tell you something that isn't racist. My streams. You can find me at twitch.tv/Zetimus, where I have horrendous ADHD and can hardly stick to a game. But hopefully, just hopefully, we can have a wonderful conversation. Back to you, Wolf.
Yeah, so that leads me to, well, me, Wolfsbane1025. You can find me there, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Yeah. Don't do a whole lot of streaming anymore, except for this. Life gets in the way. It really does.
Ain't life a bitch?
Yeah. But I do have the next week off from work, so I think tomorrow, I think me and Geared, we're gonna try and do something. So hopefully that actually pans out. If not, then we'll figure something out. Geared, get out of here with that. I know the reference. Get out of here with that. Yeah. If you haven't noticed, we have a new overlay for OBS for our campaigns.
Yay!
Yep. This overlay was actually courtesy of our... God damn it. Of one of my mods and one of our players as well, the Geared Golem. I personally really like how this turned out. He did a good job with it. He also did all the banners, not banners, but the textures for like our name tags and the why do you keep wanting to say banner? The borders around all of our avatars.
Yeah, I really like the aesthetic. I like the old-timey parchment look. It definitely looks Age of Exploration.
Mm-hmm.
So good job, Geared.
Yep.
We love you, bro.
Mm-hmm. And again, we'll be using this. Oh, I'll be using this for Avatar as well when we're playing it. I spent the last like 2.5 hours just making sure that our avatars and the banners for our names and the borders for our characters are all set in a spot where it's not going to be messing with each other, which was actually more trouble than I thought it was going to be. Because Brent, your avatar, something about it, every time I went to go move it, it wasn't even like the figure itself, it was the cropping of it was so far away from the actual picture, it was covering up like half of someone else's or your background entirely, and it was a mess. Not your fault, but you know.
All I gotta say is,
I'll blame him anyways.
in regards to Chompy, that's my boy causing chaos.
Yes, which is also another thing that we got fixed. Switched up his Brent's avatar, so it is now Chompy, which is actually kind of fun to see him actually interacting a little more than oh god, what was it, the name of your other one?
Wadamus.
Wadamus.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I broke Luke when I first dropped that.
It's pretty good. It's pretty fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Shit, it's been a minute, right?
Well, yeah. It's definitely been a minute.
Okay, fuck yeah.
Yeah, let me double check. Yes, we're almost 10 minutes in.
Ah.
So, before we get started, if you have missed any of our previous sessions, or if you missed this in the VODs or anything like that, you can find these up on YouTube. We post this, the avatar, and any of like our silly little one-offs there. Yeah.
Oh, silly.
Yeah.
Silly little one-off.
And something I don't really promote too often, which I'm gonna start doing now. If you want to be part of any conversations about D&D or have any questions about either one of our campaigns, you could always check out our Discord. We usually hang out there actually almost every single night. Gerd, I don't have the link ready. If you could throw it up in the chat for me, that'd be awesome. I need to actually set that to my stream deck, so I just hit a button. Thank you. Yeah. We do other silly things there, play different games. Not all of them make it to stream. Some of them are just us playing games to have fun. Our biggest one right now has been Ark, at least for a few of us. Brent, I know you do like Monster Hunter and oh crap, there's one. What's the other one that you've been doing lately?
I switched through a lot of games, bro. I'm sorry. Monster Hunter is definitely a mainstay.
Okay.
But Elden Ring and maybe some Yakuza coming up here.
Okay. Yeah. That is, I guess, all the shilling that I got.
No.
Anyone else got anything that they want to shill or promote or do anything with?
Nope.
Okay.
ARP.
I like the ocean.
Move
like
like
the
the
ocean.
ocean.
Oh, if you missed our last stream, we did a showcasing for this campaign. Me and Luke have been spending I don't know how long reconstructing what we can in Minecraft. If you want to go check that out, you can find it up on my YouTube. It is there.
Oh,
it should be actually in the Odd Company folder. There's gonna be a lot of references that we drop that are actually gonna pertain to that. Yeah, it's a good time. It's fun.
Guys, if you have never experienced the joy of building something that you like DM'd or wrote about or something like that, and really just like mocking it up in like Minecraft or really any kind of like visual media like that, just go for it, man. Your players will absolutely love it. It's so cool to see that kind of stuff come to life, and I definitely enjoy the process with Chavez every time we do it.
I'd do it with him, but I don't want to do that to him.
Actually, I'm going to talk about that in the future. I might have big projects where like we can all get in on the Theseus map and build stuff. So stay tuned.
Yep. But with that being said and all that being there, we are 13 minutes in, and I guess I will pass off to Luke. If you would like to take us away.
Yeah, sure. So before we really get started here, did anyone have any questions, any concerns, anything you wanted to go over?
Nope.
Clarification for last session, because Tyrion and Silica were the ones that were having the conversation when the earthquake happened. Did we ever get a response from Ampho on what could be doing it, or have we not gotten to that? I forget if we actually did that.
That's a really good question, Chavez. And before we get into that, would you like to do the recap today?
Okay. No. Here.
Oh, okay,
I thought that was your answer.
Someone else. I was like, oh, okay, just trying to be spontaneous.
So last time, we just got done. I forget what you called it. It was like the maze or the basilisk maze.
That is absolutely correct.
We captured Priscilla, and she is held captive in a way in the octo-bula.
We made her cry.
Yes. Tears were had. Luke's role play was actually really good for that one. Let's see. Before the crying happened, we all realized that Glowlob's lab is more than just a lab, and it's actually like a more or less a medical bay. Which was interesting.
Indeed.
And we found out.
I mean, I knew that. I just didn't know to what extent.
Well, we knew it. Yeah, like you said, like just no idea that there was even a bantha tank in there. Didn't even know that there was a way to fix Dirk in there, at least the way that was described. Like it was there. Just yeah.
To be fair, like the only one of you who would have maybe had an inkling of that would have been Asilica,
yeah.
And I don't even think he would have known like the extent of it.
Which is fair. We found out that it was Asilica's sword that was
Turning him into an asshole.
Yes. I was going to try and put it a little more elegant, but yes.
Yes, you discovered that Asilica had been cursed by the blade of the asshole.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe it's in Glill's possession right now, because Silica gave it up because he didn't want that to start. Well, I say start, but he didn't want to make that make him any worse. We all left there, went and talked to Priscilla, or Dirk and Asilica started the conversation with Priscilla. Got what information that they could out of her. Found out her name was the seamstress.
Bingo,
Yeah,
Bobby.
that's kind of her honorific.
Okay. Tyrion talked to Obsidius. Was given the task to get some questions, or was given the task to question Priscilla. Got some, for the most part, kind of vague answers, but still answers. Found out that Priscilla's powers as a seamstress were to Frankenstein monsters.
Absolutely.
By sewing them together, and we saw one in action with... Was it a teddy bear that she had?
Yep, it was just a teddy bear.
Okay, so the teddy bear became a...
Saw blade monstrosity.
Yes.
Fucking awesome is
yeah.
what I think you were looking for.
Got that out of her hands, did the questioning, and were interrupted by a... In-game would think of it as an earthquake, but out of game is probably something worse, but like shaking of the ship, like severe shaking.
Well, it is in fact a quaking of the earth. What is causing it is up in the air.
That's why I said
Probably
like
some
in-game.
kind of long, phallic creature moving through the earth.
Probably.
Okay.
I was trying to put it delicate, but you know.
I don't do that.
That is fair. And
Well, not tonight.
I just realized I need to move your avatar up a little bit. There we go.
We don't do that in this house.
True. We're all rushing to the helm when Tyrion and Silica realize that they have no way of contacting the other crew because
Someone gave away the thing for that.
Tyrion gave away the thing because he thought Theo would stay on the ship, which he's not. He's actually with... Oh, crap. What? Stormfolk's people. I can't remember what they actually are.
I don't know that you ever actually were told what they are.
I don't think so.
I-
Obsidius just said that he was with Stormfolk's people trying to get him better.
Yeah, you know that they look like just frog people, supposedly.
Yeah. Above games, aren't they like grungs?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Yeah, so in game I wouldn't know. They're just frogs of sorts. Yeah, so unless I missed anything at this point, me and Silica are staring at each other like, fuck, we have no way of contacting the other crew.
If we leveled up more often, I'd have ways to do that eventually.
Yeah. There's that.
Well, it's hard to
Looks
level
like
up
then
when
then you better get good.
Yep.
Alright. Let me put that one on.
It's what happens when things are based on like completion, like tiers. You know, like you gotta get this story beat done before you can level up, and it's exactly how I'm gonna play mine. So
It's exactly how Avatars ran as well.
yep.
Except for
And
the
I
guy's
like-
last level. But you know, that's for a different story.
I like it because it makes things less murder hobo and more like, thematically, like you are rewarded for role playing, for accomplishing feats in the world.
Yep.
Turn that down a little bit. There we go.
Anyway,
Alright. Bye, chat.
well,
There we go.
I think that is just about the rough sum of everything.
Asilica and Tyrion are friends again.
Yes, that is true. After the relaxing rest up in the medical facilities attended to by Dr. Glill, you are all more or less brought up to tip-top shape. Some of you with a few scars that still need
Luke,
to heal.
you are crackling quite a bit. Can you hop out and hop back in?
Yeah, of course. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Chavez, the music's a little loud.
I'm trying to turn it down, but for some reason it's not actually connecting. It's like on my end, I have it set to 5. Hang on.
And now it's off. Huh.
Oh, that's low. Let's try. Can you hear it now?
Yeah, I can actually hear you a lot better now.
Okay.
Yep.
Actually turned out to be a lot harder than I thought I was. Am I coming in okay?
Yeah.
For me, you are.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's weird.
Oh, and I'm absolutely loving that that Chompy's on screen now, just.
But yeah, you guys were able to get some sort of decent information out of Priscilla through interrogation tactics. You were all feeling more or less healthy than you were in the cave, perhaps. And you seem to be rushing down the hallway of the octo-bula in this sort of emergency state, alerted to some sort of seismic activity. Chavez, I'll go ahead and for that I will give you 2d10s of addition in inspiration, so you can have 2d10s. You can roll both of them, or you can roll each one individually for 2 different things if you like. And when you go to add that to your thing, you'll notice on your heads-up display that it says right under like your health bar and stuff like that, something good has happened in the world.
Oh shit.
I don't trust it.
A reminder from the last session.
Give me a second. Let me put down notes. So you said 2d10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you said something.
That's a reminder from last session, so you actually already have that, is what I'm saying. Like, when you go to add that status, you would notice if this was a video game that something good has happened is already there.
Okay.
Catagat idolizes you.
Something good is happening. Okay. Making a note.
Mhm.
Oh. I put 2d20. 1 second. 2d10. Okay.
Of course.
Alright. Alright, so are we still feeling the shakes of the ship shaking?
Yes. You feel like there was one sort of massive rumble that
So
I don't
aftershocks
really know.
is what we're feeling?
Yeah, there's sort of like a sort of almost like a rocking on the sea kind of motion. Like, it didn't knock anything over or it knocked you guys down, but you definitely felt the ground move, which is an interesting sensation in this extra dimensional space. And then you just sort of kind of feel gradual vibrations here and there, like every 30 to 45 seconds randomly.
Okay. Well, first off, Tyrion's gonna look at Ahsoka and be like, I don't have the compact anymore. I gave it to Mac before we left.
I wonder how they're doing.
Just looking out at the high seas, peaceful, sunshiny day.
Right.
To continue off of where we ended last session, because I hate it when TV shows will like go off on they'll have the cliffhanger ending and then the next episode they do that whole scene again, but it's different.
Mm-hmm.
So last session, Silica was like, "Then we're on our own."
We are the backup.
All right, let's get to the home. Let's see what's going on. About Luke, we could talk to Ampho like anywhere on the ship, can't we? Or was it just specific spots?
Seems to be that way. You seems to always be sort of cyclically present, as if this was sort of like his space or something like that.
All right.
We're inside his brain.
As we're Tyrion's
Only when you
bolting,
sit
I'm gonna
down.
assume Silica's gonna be bolting with me. As we're running to where we need to be, I'm gonna shout up to Ampho. Ampho, what's going on?
Some sort of seismic activity, very widespread. Not sure. Oh, I should actually need my can for this. Not sure where it's originating from. There's too much going on at once.
Could it be the purple worm?
Undoubtedly,
God, I hope not.
but can't really confirm.
Well, to be fair, we did come chasing after it.
Sorry, 1 second, guys.
Very good.
Technically, we're the idiots in this one.
I mean, we came down here. Were we not expecting a fight?
I don't really know what I was expecting, to be honest.
It has
really-
been weird down here.
I didn't really anticipate what we would do when we found the purple worm.
I don't know what we would have done either. I've never fought a purple worm.
Oh, there's absolutely no way in hell we're gonna fucking beat that thing.
Yeah. If it made these holes, then yeah, I imagine that thing could swallow us in one bite.
Guys, we might have made a mistake.
That's still like a realizing that he followed the Vikings' lead on this one.
Ah!
That's all our bad, to be honest. We need to be more. We need to help hold each other accountable, guys. Come on.
I love the man upstairs, but I really don't want to see him too soon.
Well, I just got done talking to the man downstairs.
He wants to see you real soon.
You'll see you now. Okay.
Friggin' Dirk just activates tank treads and zips off.
As soon as we get to the helm, I'll take a. Oh crap! Am I a processor? The gunner?
Yes, the processor is the one who does stuff.
Okay. Batteries
give power and life, and then command is basically just pilot is just command.
All right. I'll shout to everyone who's usually a battery to hop into their. Everyone, get to your positions. Batteries, go. And I'll hop into the helm, and as soon as I have power, I want to use. Oh crap! What? I have to remember what devices we have. Detect magic, I think, is the one I was using to track the worm.
Yep. Do you need me to resend the PDF? Do you have it?
Uh,
Or not the PDF, the Word doc.
No, I've got it. I have it somewhere.
I will take the pilot seat as always. Which we might want to like train someone else to drive the ship, because of all people to not be the battery.
That was the original intent behind Liv.
Liv is actually so Liv, Kark, and Salim are all there already right now, and Liv had taken the pilot seat to move the ship for you previously.
Gotcha. So she's. How competent is she in driving the ship right now? Do I still need to? Do the training wheels need to come off, or should I take the pilot seat again to continue her training to drive the ship?
This might not be a time to take the training wheels off.
That's fair. Pilot seat.
All right, so Tyrion, you're gonna be a Rock. Where would you like Balasar? Battery?
Battery.
You said I need to expend a spell slot to be able to activate the barrier, right?
You're gonna be a battery.
Actually, you gave me the PDF already. If I can just look it up.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm writing stuff.
Very good.
Oh no, you're absolutely fine. I just need to find it. Let's see, downloads.
I'm actually trying to find it as well. Is it? That is not it.
I was gonna say, what's the file called?
Operating the traum octo-bula, I believe.
Did you put it in Odd Company stuff?
I think so. Here.
No, it's not an Odd Company.
Okay, let me go ahead and drop it in there real quick.
It's untitled for me. God damn it! All right,
I believe it's D&D General.
Oh, okay.
Put it in Odd Company stuff, and then we can pin it.
Yeah. Well, I
It might
pinned
have been before all the company stuff
Yeah.
existed.
I pinned it into the D&D General.
Oh, did
It's
you?
the untitled document.
Oh, it says in.
Ah.
Oh well, I don't know if we're technically in combat, but it says an arcane battery may use its Magitech shield ability at any point after the pilot issues the order. But let's see. Arcane charge, one arcane charge. Box processors.
There we go.
Additionally, at the start of the turn, cast magic may roll its spellcasting ability divided by 5 to generate. Oh, wait. I can roll my spellcasting ability.
Yes.
Meaning. So wait, is it yet?
So
I
whatever
use up
your
a charge,
spell-
or
So whatever your modifier's off of, you'd roll that one.
divided by 5? Okay.
Is it divided by or times?
It
said-
said divided.
Yeah, it says divided in the document.
Oh, shit. Let me see.
Is that wrong?
No, let me open the file.
Check the file.
Check the file. Alright. So, but to describe things, yes. Tyrion, you sort of hop into the processing seat. You sort of jump into the matrix, and you kind of go into a standby phase with Kark, I believe.
Yes, it's yours and me and Kirk.
Ow.
And then you wanted Salim on a battery.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Because if this is what I think it, well, what we're thinking it is, we're going to need as much power to get out of here as we can.
Excellent. So you hop into kind of a standby area. It's sort of disembodied feeling in the processing space. It's very weird, and it would be concerning if it weren't for the fact that you don't really feel concern in this state. Dirk, this is kind of the same thing applies to you. You go into a sort of meditative trance, and you feel yourself in sort of this sort of peaceful, zened out state, communing with both Salim and Balasar as well, as you sort of lend your energies towards the surrounding Magitech structure around you, trying to keep yourselves and your friends safe. Asilica, you jack into the Matrix in a much more classic fashion. You see the sort of runes in cyberspace floating around you, and you see the disembodied brain of Ampho standing in his tall, illithid form, and Liv in a sort of Magitech rendered version of herself, standing around the command table.
Hope I'm not intruding.
I was just wondering what was going on.
Earthquake. We think it's the purple worm moving.
Great.
We're heading back to Kattegat. The war's not over.
What do you mean? What's going on in Kattegat?
There's gonna be another attack.
By the gods. We have to get back there. And she's going to issue a command. She's going to say, "Open your fucking eyes, brothers!" And she's going to use you to scan around the rooms. You can go ahead and make perception checks, if you like.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Ooh.
Damn, the boy listens.
And of course, with your abilities, you are free to use any of the magical senses at your disposal, since the command to look has been issued.
So yeah, I'd be using detect magic because I believe we were following a magical trail down here to follow the purple worm.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, you don't see any kind of like magical residue in the area that you're at right now, back at the front of the basilisk maze. But with that nat 20 perception, I will say that yes, you are feeling a lot of seismic activity moving. It seems to be located mostly deep underneath of you. It's hard to get a bearing for the direction because it's so deep, and even as deep as it is, this seems to be it seems to be this strong already, so that's really concerning. But it does seem like it's burrowing upwards, if that makes any kind of sense. You were able to get a kind of a bearing that it's coming towards your general direction upwards.
Okay.
I say general direction, I mean like within the mile, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because we're just talking about that much movement.
Alright, I want to switch up which one I'm using then to detect thoughts.
Detect thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
There's
Okay.
bitches everywhere.
God damn it! I was gonna say there are 4 thoughts in your area. Whether or not they're single, that's not for you to worry about.
That's somebody else's problem.
Dirk is gonna try and intimidate whatever the fuck is around us.
I choose to fail. That wasn't actually supposed to happen. My roll 20. I'm gonna refresh because my roll 20 is acting up.
Good.
Oh, right. Detect thoughts is one of those ones where the freaking name is 2 pages over.
Mm-hmm. And it's a 3-paragraph description.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, what it does is that it lets me read the surface thoughts of something. I'd need to roll to dig deeper, but I'm just trying to get surface levels.
Okay.
If it is actually a creature, it should have some sort of a thought, even if it's just like dig.
Dirt!
Go ahead, and I'm going to kind of play this one quick and loose, but go ahead and roll me an Arcana. Well, let's see. Actually, does this have a roll associated with it? Thoughts, moment, as an action. Yeah, so this one's going to be kind of weird. But go ahead and make me an Arcana check with advantage.
9.
9? Ugh. It's really weird being in the Mind Flayer vessel and then using a spell like Detect Thoughts. It comes really natural to you, and you understand, you know, kind of like the appeal of like being a Mind Flayer, why people want to play with people's minds and stuff. you can suddenly sense like all the kind of psionic energies that are in this vessel, and it's very distracting actually, because like the entire thing seems to be exuding psychic ability, like from every wire, nut, and bolt, and so you get a lot of like static thought energy almost, if that makes sense. But you're not really feeling anything through the solid stone of this maze here.
We're holding it together the best we can, Captain. We're trying.
You said static thoughts, and my first thought was those bitches ain't moving.
Okay. Then I kind of switch up what spell I'm using again to locate animals or plants.
Locate animals or plants.
Specifically, because I think it's classified as a beast, I'm looking for the purple worm.
Okay. Asilica, was there anything that you wanted to do real quick before we go on to this third spell here? Basically.
I mean, not until we have our heading, really.
Okay.
I mean, it's safe to assume that the purple worm is probably heading back to Kattegat, so if we find it, we find our direction, I imagine.
Oh shit.
Yeah, locate animals has got a 5-mile range.
Okay. So this is going to sound really weird, but it's very important to how this specific spell and this very situation is worded.
Okay.
Because you read the spell, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and read it for the audience for us?
Describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant, concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings. You learn the direction and distance of the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present.
Okay. Now, as you sort of are like using this magical energy to sort of cast this spell through the Arcana tech of the traum octo-bula, I want you to think about casting magic in a very specific way. You do a thing and then you make a wish, right? So, you know, like if I'm a wizard, I wiggle my hand, say haka paka shao, and then fireball. I say I wish for fireball, and that's how it comes about. It's the same thing with everything else here. Even when you want to, you know, use your breath weapon or something like that, you open your mouth, you roar like a dragon, and you say, I wish to have the breath of a dragon, kind of, in your own mind, right?
Okay.
Okay. When you go to cast Detect Plant or Animal, tell me in your mind how you look for this thing.
Show me the location of the closest purple worm.
Okay.
Guess that's how I would probably put it.
Okay. Chavez, as you go to cast this spell, nothing happens.
Shit.
Very sorry.
Ooh. I want to try and locate something else then. I'm gonna try and locate the zombie gnolls that we've been fighting, but as a description, show me the monstrosities Priscilla and her husband have created. Because if it's not the purple worm, the other thought would be this might be a giant movement of whatever creatures those are. It might be big enough to be shaking the area around us.
Interesting. All right. As you sort of stretch out with your mind's eye, you sort of feel your magical senses extend, and Silica, you kind of see this on the screen, almost like a drone camera reaching out through the caves and seeing everything in sort of a magical sight. You see Tyrion's senses extend out, and you see a few gnolls here and there kind of peppered throughout the goblin city of Svartalheim, terrorizing the people here and there, whatever they can find, maybe some stragglers. And then you see a little bit further up the cave, and you see kind of where you guys had come from further, you know, the few gnolls that you maybe passed along the way and just didn't bother dealing with because there's only like one or two of them. But as you sort of see all these stray gnolls in the caves, these skeletal gnolls, you kind of adjust your senses, and you know for a fact that whatever you're looking for is below you, right? And your mind just sort of dives into the rock deep and just sort of goes and passes through pools of groundwater and caves and tunneling bullets, you know, and things of that nature, and past all of this debris, and suddenly you kind of sense several miles below you, like maybe towards the very extent of your vision and your capabilities, you feel at first just a couple, and then that couple becomes, you know, maybe 10, a dozen, 20, 50, and suddenly the number just is like ants. It's just a growing horde of skeletal gnolls in some kind of cavern area. You can't really see anything, you just kind of get a sense for where everything is with this ability. So somewhere underground within some lost pocket is a horde of ant-like gnolls just digging up at you through the ground.
How fast are they moving? Can we tell?
Well, it's very odd because it seems like they're struggling. They're definitely struggling. Asilica, I can say that you can roll an intelligence or an investigation check if you like. Like investigation might be intelligence, I don't remember.
Yeah. Investigation. Boink. 12.
again, like this is something you're used to as Silica. It doesn't really show you like on a screen as much as it gives you this very good visual sense, almost like an X-ray, of how things are progressing. And it doesn't so much look like the gnolls are like digging as much as they are like crawling and struggling to move forward. I don't know if I can make any more sense of it than that for you.
Are they like, crawling up it, or are they crawling on the ground like? Sorry, are they crawling up like vertically, or are they crawling like along the floor horizontally?
It's not necessarily like a straight line up. It definitely feels like a sort of zigzagging, very haphazard sort of switchbacking shaft. Like almost like, again, like an anthill. Like it almost corkscrews more than it's a straight line, if that makes sense.
Can I tell if it looks more like they're actually digging or if they're holding on to something? Or like trying to stay in a spot, like not moving but like moving, you know?
With that intelligence check, it definitely looks like it definitely feels like they're trying to dig up through the earth around great obstacles.
Oh, okay. I have in my head what I thought was happening, but I don't think it's correct.
Mm-hmm. But it does seem to be a horde of the things that you were in fact looking for, Chavez. Excuse me, Tyrion.
I forget. Can I commune back to Asilica and live?
No.
No. Okay.
You can really only just show them what you're looking at.
Okay.
They're digging up toward us, or just in a direction.
In that direction, yeah. Think of it like a horde of zombies rolling towards your town.
Oh, so they're going towards Svartalheim to siege on Svartalheim. Basically, I don't know.
Yes, that's a pretty good surmisation. They will definitely roll through there.
How far away are we from it? Like how far did we go to get to the cave or the maze?
Not terribly far. Like, you are like on the outskirts of town is where this entrance is.
Gotcha. Well, maybe we should go into town and warn them that something's coming. Not that they'd be able to defend themselves with that much of an army heading this way.
I can't say anything back.
I'm talking to Liv and Ampha. The only people who can hear me.
She kind of just looks back. She looks back at you and just sort of says, "I don't really give a damn about a bunch of goddamn goblins. What about the capital? What about the king? He just came back."
Well, some of them might be good people.
If I may, my boy, I'm less concerned about who and why we save, and more what exactly you intend to do.
let's head into town. See if there's anything we can do.
As you wish. Door forward. And the door just moves forward. That's not really how that works. I wanted to... anyway.
Door just starts scraping along the bottom of the cave.
Every once in a while, it like hits like a rock. But yeah, you guys proceed into the cavern of the main town of Svartalheim, a sort of patchwork and cobbled together city of scrap wood. It's many bridges connecting the two sides of the canyon, long torn down. The few remaining continuing to be torn down by the now falling stalactites that are no longer holding tight to the ceiling.
Last time we were here, we blew something up.
That is correct.
Now we're here to save it. How weird is that?
Still want to blow something up.
Yeah, you proceed forward.
Yep.
Okay. What would you like to do?
How close are the gnolls getting?
Again, they're moving at a very slow pace, so like they're still like maybe like I don't know, 3.5 miles below you.
Is there anyone out and about in the town?
Tyrion, perception check.
7. I'm gonna roll one of my inspiration.
Go for it.
The 10. So that would turn it into a 16.
Yep. Sort of looking out through the darkness, you definitely see the silhouettes of many sort of goblinoids and hobgoblins and things like that, sort of rushing about through the city of Svartalheim. It's not like anything specific, and like nothing around you necessarily. It seems these creatures are very adept at like moving about the city without being seen. So it's always like a sort of rat in the night kind of thing. Like you just see the flitting of feet or something like that, or like someone slam a door closed.
Okay.
But you do hear like some cries and screams throughout the town. And letting your detect creature carry, you do see the odd gnoll here and there throughout the city, about as random as a thug in the street.
Oh wait, they're already here?
No. Again, these were like the stragglers. You guys had like, you guys knew about these coming into the town as well. So they're not necessarily like, they're left over from the last attack. Essentially, they're stragglers.
Oh.
Muckland would have told you about these as well.
Okay.
Above game, though, the random encounters that didn't happen.
Gotcha. So I guess with telepathy, and because Liv is in the pilot seat, that takes the range up to 120 feet.
Correct.
He's just gonna warn the rest of the city. He's just gonna say, undead gnolls are coming back. Defend yourselves. This isn't over.
Okay.
Whether or not they choose to see that as a warning is up to them.
You see a hobgoblin with like this sort of furry vest and like this sort of hammer on his belt. No pants. Just sort of
Classy.
Just sort of like comes out from like behind a building, and like he hears like you can tell like he's like scraping out his ear to your telepathic like speech and stuff like that, and he sort of gingerly like walks up to the door, and he sort of looks back and forth, and he like tries to open the door, and it doesn't open. Like he just jiggles the handle a couple times and it doesn't open, and you just kind of yell at him and you go, "Arr! Arr!" And he just sort of takes out his hammer and he just sort of taps the door a few times.
Really, dude?
Can I blow him up?
He looks back and forth and he like walks around the door a couple times. And he like begins to try and like tip the door over and like try to take the door.
What part of undead army do you not understand?
None of you speak Goblin.
I'm resisting doing something stupid. But I really want to.
Maybe we should just leave. These people kind of seem like a lost cause.
He starts like trying to smash the handle of the door with his hammer.
Can I magic missile the door?
The door? Why would you want to do that?
That way he has an opening to get his ass inside.
We don't want to take this guy with us. He'll steal shit.
Not our door, inside the... Oh, is he trying to get into our door?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought he was trying to get into the door of one of the houses tucked away. My bad. That's on me.
No. Like he walked up to the octo-bula and like started knocking on the door.
Screw it. Let's go. They can figure this out for themselves.
Alright. Luke, was there any way of discerning if the tunnel that those gnolls were in were at any point connected to the hole that, okay, what did you call her, Queenie or Queen or whatever, went down?
There's absolutely no way to do that. The only way you even know that there's a hole that they're in is because there's so many fucking gnolls that you can see the outline of the hole.
Okay. So we wouldn't even know if they'd be coming through this entrance or this part of the cave that we just came through. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like basically like you look down and you see like this snake made of gnolls just winding up at you through the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like an X-ray.
I can't do anything.
Yeah. Much as I hate to say it, I don't think there's anything we can do for these people.
I'm a battery.
Mm-hmm.
You sure are, buddy.
You guys can talk above game if you like. You can try and figure out a strategy here. I'll definitely allow that.
My only thought would have been if we could, that hole that I was talking about, if we were able to plug that up, but if we can't tell if that even connects to where they're coming from, then there's no point in it.
I mean, We can try. Probably safe to assume that once these gnolls are done with this place, their next...
Is Kattegat.
Yeah, their next area that they're heading towards is Kattegat.
Yeah, well, it took us 9 days to get down here. So, I mean, we have the ability to kind of collapse in caves and try and redirect them if we needed to.
Well, my biggest concern for that, and this is Mike's brain talking, not Asilica's brain, because he rolled too low. Is that the purple worm is their transport vessel to get them to Kattegat.
Yeah, and those things.
So
basically go through
where they're at now, sure, they're moving at a shambling pace, but who knows at what point they can read up with the purple worm and then, you know, get the express shipping package.
We could always try and go down and meet them and then just lay siege to them using like magic, what weapons we have on here.
Yeah.
And then dip if they start getting too far forward.
If we do that, though, I'm gonna have to live at the helm because we're gonna need all the magic we can get.
Yeah. If we were to do that, I'd probably move Kark to a battery for the same exact reason, and then just fire at will.
Well, if we can cause a cave in, and at least try and take out as many of them as we can.
Yeah.
It might be our best bet there.
What are you thinking, Brent?
I mean, at the very least, we'd want to slow down the purple worm if that's what it is, right?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna turn you up a little bit in Discord.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We don't know if it's the purple worm yet. We just think it's the people trying to. They're on their way to the bus stop, I think.
Yeah.
Because if they were in the purple worm, they'd be moving a lot faster. If that's the case, than how fast.
You know for a fact there are no purple worms within 5 miles of you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd say collapse the tunnels.
Other thing,
and again, that would also damn any of the denizens down here.
The other thing is that, Luke, in game, I want to do the same thing. The detect, where is it at? There's another detect that I wanted to try.
Detect dragon.
No, I want to detect if there's any other mind flayers leading this siege. Ones that aren't currently on the ship. I can't. Where's it at? Damn it! Which one was that?
Okay. Detect animal. Detect plant or animal.
Locate
animals or plants. Excuse me.
Yep.
Let me just go to the text page. That doesn't go far.
It would actually be locate creature because, yeah, these are not animals. That was kind of a slip of my bad. So these are not beasts or plants that you're looking for. Just, you know for a fact that the gnolls are not beasts. So I really shouldn't have given that to you. But it's fine.
Locate boats and hose.
Yeah, at
Oh.
best this would be locate creature.
There it is. Yeah, so locate creature. It's not as far as 5 miles. It's 1,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to use locate creature to see if there's any mind flayers with them. Because if we know if there's mind flayers with them, it's probably gonna be a good assumption that someone with them has some sort of telepathy or telekinesis that could probably move objects out of their way. Probably not as fast as a purple worm, but with greater ease than trying to dig it through.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another Arcana check.
12.
12. You feel another massive tremor. You do not locate any unknown mind flayer type creatures. So only the ones that you are currently familiar with on this ship are kind of get pinged.
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
I think the gnolls are being controlled remotely. I don't think there's anything within distance of them that's controlling
and that's
them at
actually
any given point.
That's a good point too. Yes. So then, changing color, all of the gnolls within 1,000 feet of you. So again, the odd ones peppered throughout the city. Their tadpoles would also ping.
okay.
Yeah, whoever this lich elder brain / mind flayer that Asilica is assuming is at play here is probably controlling these things from very far away.
Shit. And check thoughts only goes 30 feet. And we already tried that.
But again, just an assumption.
I'm running through my list of options. I'm up kind of at the end of them.
Well, we should just cave in the tunnel that they're coming from and
That's the
be
thing.
on our way.
We don't know where it connects to.
Hmm.
As you guys are sort of pushing the door through the city and sort of looking about and using your magical senses to try and locate what your quarry is and the best way to go about attacking, you suddenly, Asilica, within the pilot's realm, sort of, the pilot-scape, you see a small screen pop up, and you see the a sort of camera looking down at you guys all sitting in your Spelljammer helms, unconscious, and you see the little form of Mucklin the Deep Gnome, sort of tugging on the sort of robes about your knee. And he's like, excuse me, Mr. Asilica, do you mind waking up? I'm not sure what's going on. If there's anything I can do to help. It's getting a bit spooky here on this big ship thing with the ground a-shaking and whatnot.
Ampho, get him in a pilot seat.
Right away. And just shoot, a stool sort of like shoots up underneath Mucklin. Oh, what the? And he passes out.
I'ma give him a +2 on his intelligence save for his first connection.
No, I believe he's been here before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in here the last time.
He was directing Tyrion down the corridor while you were talking to Glow.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that is a thing you can do, so good remember. By the way, Brent, I did go back and reread the battery thing. Yes, the divided by 5 thing is accurate. That is how it's written.
Okay.
Yep.
Just double checking.
Yep. No, thank you. So, Muckland sort of shoots up into the cyberspace. It's like, oh, back here again.
So we have a bit of a situation.
Why?
The undead gnolls are making their way back to Svartalheim. Oh, they're over there, if you can see them.
And he's sort of like, I don't know. Oh my god! That's a lot of those big hulking things again, Mr. Silica.
Thanks, Samwise.
Back off. What should we get out of here?
You know this place. Is there anything worth saving down here?
I mean, there's some half decent folk about, but their other halves ain't so decent. I don't know. There's a pie shop I always liked. They have the best grub pies.
Chromatic orb. Straight to the pie shop.
Oh, I thought you were gonna blast Muckland for a second. Just
Sorry,
like
he's like,
the moment he says grubs, you're like, nope, fuck that, you're dead.
Sorry, that's just me being
Amphil,
stupid.
how many people can we hold in the courtyard? The entrance area.
Above game, if I remember correctly, I think it was the courtyard's bigger than the Theseus, and Theseus is isn't 100, 150.
Yeah, Daimundus could fly around inside of it.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
Yeah, and in addition, the farm below where the flumps are is significantly bigger than the courtyard.
Should we save them?
I mean, it is on the table, I suppose. I don't know how I feel about letting a bunch of goblins and deep gnomes onto my vessel. No offense to you, my boy. You seem like a fine sort. None taken? Yes, there's a good lad. Why?
'Cause I don't like letting people die if I don't have to.
Oh, that's the owl in you talking. Okay, well, how do you suggest we wrangle up a bunch of frightened goblins? Do you have any meat pies?
Do I have any meat pies?
You're asking a chef if he has food.
Leaves the fucking pilot seat, runs to the kitchen.
Just gets out the bowl of the whisk. I can't believe he.
Of course
In
I have
my
meat
house?
pies. In this house? Why wouldn't I have? Come on, son.
You come into my house and you spew out blasphemy like that? What the hell are you thinking? Of course there's meat pies.
Just turns to the stand mixer. Can you believe this guy? Anyway.
Who here is good with arts and crafts?
Yeah.
I'm gonna eject everybody.
What?
Dirk just falls face forward.
Oh god. Alright, what are we doing?
Alright, anyone who's good in the kitchen, come with me. Anyone else who's good with arts and crafts, we need a sign. A big one. A loud one. That says, meat pies here.
Ampho, would you be able to translate for us?
Ooh. For
For the sign, I mean.
Free meat pies here.
Silica, plug back in. Give me and you plug back in really quick.
Oh, okay.
We do so. I'm gonna use telekinesis.
Okay.
Actually, I need 2 people on batteries.
I'm on battery.
Okay, and put Slim on the battery.
Balasar just lays back down.
Okay. As we're getting back into it, shout it out as loud as you possibly can. When we plug in, I cast telekinesis.
It doesn't. It's not gonna help if they can't understand me.
What do you need to say?
Also, telekinesis is moving things with your mind, not.
Shit.
Yeah, you're thinking of thaumaturgy.
Well, there's one that lets you do it into someone's mind.
Yeah, telepathy.
Oh, telepathy. Never mind.
I think that's just something the pilot can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that an ability I gave you? Yeah. Telepathy.
I tried doing that and it got us nowhere because
Yeah,
they couldn't understand me.
Got a motorcycle going by. I'm gonna shut my window really quick.
The goblins are just amassing in droves.
Silica does speak Undercommon. Does that mean anything down here?
Absolutely. There's probably a good number of folks who speak Undercommon.
Oh, sure.
It is
I
the
don't speak
underground
that-
common.
I don't speak that garbage.
Where
In fact,
where
I think
are we?
it might have been you who was originally talking to Mucklin and the Goblin.
Right. What's our location in town? Like, street number wise?
There's no street numbers here. If they are, it's because someone used a street sign to make a door.
Dang.
I mean, get as close to center as possible.
Yeah, is that where you're going? You're looking for like a kind of like a hub area.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of like crest up on like one of the upper kind of middle hills on like the left side or something like that, and yeah, you just sort of like looking out over the town. This wouldn't have great to have had made already. I should have kept working on this. Anyway.
All right. Well, with Undercommon, he'll shout out
And Mike,
free meat pies.
Mike, before you do, Luke, before this, I want to do this retroactively so that he has the multiplier. Everyone who isn't a battery, I want to throw into a pilot seat to give Mike the multiplier. For range.
Yeah.
We're gonna. People are gonna get brain cancer.
Is this something you want to do after pies are made?
Yeah, we should probably start making some pies first.
Okay.
We don't need to make a lot. We just need to make some to entice people that, hey, there are meat pies here. Maybe we should stick around because they're probably making more. And then we don't make any more because they're already trapped inside of our prison. I mean, safe inside of our vessel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, above game, I'd say let's get to the center of town, do that, and then fresh pie in a window, basically.
Yeah, so when we get in position, Silica's going to go down with whoever else is willing to help him in the kitchen.
Okay.
What is your What is cooking based off of?
For me, it's sleight of hand, because that's the cooking skill that Luke.
For the
used
rest
to
of you, I think it would be survival.
Yep.
Okay, I could help out with that.
Yep. You do like a lot of like vegetable chopping and stuff. Speaking of meat pies, is this maybe a good time to take a break? And then, since this has taken a very sudden turn.
Alright, well, if we're going to break, let me bring up chat. Hi, chat. How are you? You as confused as we are?
Yep.
And the motorcycle's back. Okay.
It's really difficult to, like, and I'm not to discredit you, Luke, at all, but it's kind of like to just come up with a plan with very little knowledge
Yes.
is proving to be difficult.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just
That
like,
is
here's the area around you. Here's some very vague things that are happening. What are you gonna do? And it's not that it's not that it's a bad thing. It's something that keeps us on our toes and makes us have to think. But it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely harnessed a little of my inner Morrowind with that. I probably could have made some better road maps and things, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I definitely kind of like expect you guys to like completely pave your own path, I guess, and I should be better about that because it's like okay. Because
an equilibrium of both is the best, but
yeah.
Then again, sometimes you do need to make sure we're paying attention, and I get it.
Yeah. Well, because I fear being too hand-holdy. I don't want to necessarily like point you into like any direction and be like, yes, this is what I wanted of you. I wanted to be like, okay, here is the plan. If you want to, you know, or excuse me, here is the problem. If you would like to, you know, come up with a solution, you're gonna have to explore more of the world to see if you can find tools.
Yeah.
And so I can appreciate how that could be frustrating, and I apologize.
If we keep rolling low on our fucking perception checks, we're not going to see anything.
Yeah, roll 20.
Yeah, cave.
Yeah, roll 20.
I mean, so far with... I do agree with Mike with this one, like, with how far away they are, and with not even knowing where they're going, or, like, what tunnels to take, this is actually kind of difficult to figure out what the fuck to even do. It's like, we could be trying to get these people onto the ship, and the Knolls aren't even gonna pass through here.
Within the span of maybe about 5-10 minutes it took you guys to kind of like look around and do stuff, I will say that they've closed the gap from maybe 5 miles to like 4 to 3.5 miles. So it's not exactly like they're going slow.
Well, they're actually going at a decent pace. I mean, it's
yeah.
At my pace with my knee, it takes me 20 minutes to go a mile.
Yeah.
Give or take. So I mean, they're going at about like a mile. Well, a mile and a half every 10 minutes. So
yeah. Through rock.
Yeah, so I mean that. Yeah. Can't prepare for something that we can't fucking see. I need to use the bathroom. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hey,
I'll
Luke,
be here.
How powerful can a elder brain be in terms of like its spatial awareness?
It's
like,
spatial awareness.
Like, can it detect, like, it detects thoughts of, you know, like, because the whole hive mind thing for a colony, right? Like, you have constantly in communication with your hive or your colony.
Mm-hmm.
But like an elder brain like knows where those people are at all times, right?
That's kind of how I always imagined it. Yes. Like I always got like very big like Professor Xavier vibes from like the whole mind flayer mechanical side. So like if they wanted to, they could even like really dig into your brain and look through your eyes and know exactly where you were, right?
Yeah.
And I would imagine that like that's really important for like an elder brain because they don't have eyes as far as I know. They're just brains and tentacles. I don't even really know how they would eat. So they would be almost like dependent on that ability to kind of like see and sense through sort of other creatures as if they were sort of psychic nodes and the brain was the hub.
Gotcha.
And then of course when you have like a vessel like the Tromoctobula, which is definitely like, you know, mind flayer technology and stuff like that, it's sort of tailor made to like sort of turn him into Cortana.
Okay.
Antho, I mean.
Yeah.
Did you say Cortana?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ampho is Asilica's Cortana.
You can be what is it, Master Squeed?
Can I make a special like device that allows me to take him with me when we leave the Tromoctobula?
A chip that you put in the back of your head or something?
Yeah.
It's just a freaking giant fish tank that he straps to the back of his head. Info, I don't think this is gonna work. Faster, nephew! I feel alive again. Tentacles out the side. Wee! It's a stupid idea.
We have fun here.
Yep.
Try. No, we do.
That'd be an interesting thing, though. You could work on like some sort of mental uplink SIM card, essentially, for the Tromoctobula.
Yeah, because I don't want his brain to leave the Tromoctobula. I just want there to be some kind of like thing that allows me to take part of his data with me. Like, yeah. Because for him to leave could potentially be dangerous, because, you know, I could lose him. And then we'd be fucked.
As far as he knows, he's already dead.
I mean, not with that attitude. I should drink water.
Welcome. Alright.
Silica voice dries my throat out.
You drinking your wouters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy.
I thought about getting some tea, but it's just too hot.
Get some iced tea.
I'm not sure
I don't know.
what voice is worse on my vocal cords. Fucking Asilica when he's hyped up, or just Fuzz in general.
I wouldn't think that Fuzz would be that much of a strain on your voice.
It is.
Yeah.
I guess you do have to kind of go
Servable.
higher pitch with a little bit of rasp to it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because you gotta understand that normally, surfer bros get that sick voice through copious amounts of marijuana.
Mhm.
Oh shit. Am I a surfer boy?
No.
Dang it. Yeah, you're right. I don't have that kind of balance.
How much gnar do you shred?
Not
I just
gnarly
have jacked
enough.
up lungs.
Yo, same. All right.
Whoa! Like that's totally tubular, dude.
Luke, how much longer do you think you're gonna want to take a break for?
I mean, it's like been
Forever.
10 minutes, Chavez. Give me another 5.
I'm asking because I just brought up my list of questions for the break.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead and ask a question.
Okay. All right. So you're bored at home, and you
Okay.
need something on to watch. Maybe not to watch, but for background noise or something like that. What's your go-to?
I have a few actually, if you don't mind me going first.
That's fine. Go for it.
Usually it's the D&D campaigns that we listen to. I usually save them for work, but I have my days where I'm just like, I need literally anything right now.
Yeah.
So I'll either continue the campaign I'm on, or I'll start over. Like right now, I'm about a quarter through the Prince Division again.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a fucking good one, man.
Mm-hmm.
God, what else? I might throw on a Maxor video. You know, it's for my brain, it works just fine. For everyone else, it gives them brain damage.
I can attest to this.
Yeah, Chavez, you didn't last 20 seconds in the video.
No, I saw it, looked at it, looked away, like, no.
Or I'll just look up like meme compilations and stuff from Internet City, or sometimes fucking randomly VTuber stuff comes on, so I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'll just leave it running.
Okay.
And that's me. Anyone else?
I'll either watch like YouTube videos or a show on like Netflix or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watch like either Jacksepticeye or Markiplier, or there's a guy that I watch for 7 Days to Die. There's a guy I watch for Ark. There's a guy I watch for Minecraft.
Okay.
I watched all of Psych recently. Right now I'm watching Chuck.
I haven't started Chuck, but Psych is still...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. If I'm not at my computer and I literally just need something on for background noise, I'll usually try and put on a movie that I've watched. So like Bohemian Rhapsody or The Martian.
Nice.
Because I do the same kind of thing that like you do, Brent. Like I save any of the campaigns I'm listening to for work just because I've got that long ass drive. So I mean I get to like an episode a night or a session a night. If we're actually doing something, like me and Luke are focusing on building out the map, I don't know how many times I've gone through Psych. I don't know how many times I've gone through Full Metal Alchemist. It's like a series that I know and have watched a few times. I'll just throw it on for background and just let it tune me out. Also, Warehouse 13.
Oh, I think I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes of that.
It's a good show for... It's a good show if you're a DM trying to create or get inspiration for magical weapons or items.
Yeah. I feel like it was genuinely the precursor to SCPs. I could be wrong about that, I don't know, but like it's very similar.
I'd imagine the knowledge of SCPs are what's was the inspiration behind the show.
Control seems like a very SCP-inspired game.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's played it.
I don't know that one. I think I've heard Lanny talk about it.
Yeah, he played it a while back.
What about you, Luke? What do you use to tune out?
Well, I mean, for my money, nothing beats The Odd Company and the Avatar campaigns over. No, we'll spend 1025. Anyway, no, yeah, I prefer long form audio content. So, very similar to Brent, I listen to the D&D streams. I will often try to find like audiobooks if one strikes my fancy. I tried listening to the Game of Thrones books, but I need to come back to it later. And then yeah, SCP stuff. I like SCP files. I like the Exploring Channel of the Vulcan. All those guys. So, and then if I want,
go for it.
If I want to fall asleep at night, I will actually listen to some horror babble audiobooks because I don't know, I just like listening to scary things to go to sleep apparently.
I do that sometimes.
So I have a coworker who brings up one of our other trucks or one of our other semis, and he actually recommended me NPCs by Drew Hayes on Audible, and he gave me a little bit of a premise of what it is, and it's these villagers hired on a group of adventurers for a D&D campaign. The adventurers all died, and the NPCs decided to take on the mission, and they're trying to be adventurers with other adventurers, knowing that they're NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
How does that even work?
I don't know. I haven't even. I haven't.
Everyone's an NPC until they become an adventurer.
Well, no, I don't think it's like the actual like adventure NPC. I think it's like villager NPCs.
Yeah, it's like the free guy concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I think that's how that is. I haven't even checked it out.
It's like the Viva La Dirt League D&D, where they're playing as the NPCs. Which I need to watch more of their stuff. Watched any of it. Just hard for me to focus on other people's D&D when I'm working on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like so behind on Unexpectables too.
Oh god, yeah, I'm falling behind with those guys too.
I watched the latest episode the other day, and I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Thank you.
And I'd have to kill you.
Oh, I did say it to everyone else beforehand. Like when they drop their bits and subs, there's gonna be a point where you're gonna hear Monty just dying laughing.
Why?
So they have a subscriber, Dip and Bipples.
Oh yeah.
And they went off for a good solid couple minutes, maybe like 5 minutes, saying their name in like a very professional way.
Oh.
Like as if they're like doing it over an intercom in like a hospital or some shit like that. And it was awesome.
Paging Dr. Bipples.
Actually,
Paging Dr. Bipples. Dr. Bipples, you're needed in the OR.
Wow.
It's actually go ahead.
No, I was just saying that was a fun time. Because she kept on telling them to stop as she's laughing because she couldn't take anything that they were saying with the Dip and Bipple's name serious.
It was actually Reverend Bipples.
Shut up.
The name is Bipples. Dipping Bipples.
I dip and I bip.
Sir Bipples.
Now you see here, my name is Bipples. Dippin' Bipples, at your service.
Dippin' P Bipples.
But we don't talk about the P.
Never do.
Never talk about the P. Just PTSD flashback.
For anyone listening to this, we do greatly respect the Unexpectables and their viewers. We're just having fun with it.
Huge fans over here, guys.
Yeah.
You keep us sane.
Try
Unless you break our brain.
That's what I have to say.
Alright, well, let me mark that one off the list, and that is our halftime question.
We interrupt this interruption with another interruption.
Hey, fuck your interruption.
Excuse me for the interruption, but fuck you.
No, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Alright, shall we get back to it, gentlemen?
Yes.
Yep.
You stopped me just in time before we're doing something even stupider.
Okay. I'm now just imagining the hand over the button sweating meme.
I had my hand over a few buttons.
Alright.
Wait, hang on. Alright, I'm good to go.
Damn it.
Had to put that one back in, huh?
Boys, stop. Anyway.
Alright, there. Fine. I took it out. Alright, sorry. Go. Luke.
Holy shit, you can't do that to me.
You alright over there?
Oh, dying. Got me over here fucking hyenaing in my room.
Oh, wait, sorry, no, I did play the wrong one. There we go.
Anyway. So. In what would suffice to be a town square in the goblin city of Svartalheim is a door. And behind this door is a magical courtyard. And in that magical courtyard is an alien spaceship. And in that alien spaceship is a kitchen. And in this kitchen, our adventurers find themselves led by the Mind Flayer chef Asilica, who is furiously whipping together little pasty meat pies. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but actually, in medieval times, they invented the original Hot Pocket, and it was just called a pasty.
Hot
and
Pocket.
they were freaking delicious.
While we're cooking, would it give any benefit for me using one of my 5 rations of mushrooms that I collected?
Probably, yeah. I would say that definitely give you some kind of boost.
Okay. Here, Silica, I found these while we were down in the... I found
Throw
these
them in the
off-
meat pies!
What was that?
Throw them in the meat pies!
Okay.
You just see the mushrooms, like, just Asilica doesn't even look at you, he just raises his hand like a maestro, and the mushrooms fly out of your hand and come sailing across the room like a Jedi, where a knife just magically starts chopping them.
Okay, I'm gonna use up 2 rations of mushrooms for this.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, are we still doing the whole sign idea?
If you would
Yes.
like, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm willing to go with whatever at this point, because, what is it? Yeah, well, I would like to, with Ampho's help, hopefully, and Muckland, would like to try to create a sign to draw in the, denizens here. I'm sorry, the citizens here.
Okay.
The prisoners.
We're taking them hostage for their own good.
Ampho says, I don't know if I have the materials to make a sign per se, and I don't know if we have the time, but I could certainly throw up some sort of illusion. Here, come over to the hollow table, show me what you want, and he brings you over to his Tony Stark garage table, and he has you design a sign for him with Mucklin.
This should work perfectly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me just a charisma check with advantage, or persuasion rather.
Persuasion with advantage?
Yes, since you have people helping you on the sign. Basilica, go ahead.
I'll take that 16.
Fantastic. Basilica, why don't you go ahead and throw me your food, your cooking ability, and Tyrion, you go ahead and roll me a survival check as well. Both of you with advantage.
So I'm going to say, and yes, it is intentional. You might not know the script of Undercommon, or maybe you do, but I'm gonna put one of the letters in it backwards, just to give it that extra Undercommon, kind of appeal to it.
It's 17 for me, Chief.
Yeah, 16 for Tyrion.
Damn. Fucking go, you guys. Jesus.
Who is Chumbungus?
It's me.
Wait, what?
Damn it.
Why are you my cat?
Meow.
That name was of my a concoction of my mental
State.
bullshit.
Yeah, but I remember asking you specifically, hey, Mike, give me a name for my cat, and you're just like, fucking Chumbungus. I'm just like, okay.
That is what happened.
As you are sort of whipping together these meat pies, you just sort of like finally you've chopped up all the vegetables and stuff like that. Tyrion, you've like washed and helped like roughly chopped everything. You were like bringing him like bushels of like, onions and meat and things like that, and you just are helping like stir gravy and stuff like that. There's dough flying around all over the place, and you guys, it's Silica, you're like I need more garlic or something like that. I need more garlic. And you turn around and there's literally no ingredients left, and then there's just Tyrion just like empty-handed, like there's looking around like there's nothing here.
Oh god, it's in my eye! It's in my eye! Oh god, get it out!
Grabs his eye.
I have food handed out of his eye.
Yep. You food hand the garlic juice out of his eye, and you look around, and in lieu of any raw ingredients, there's suddenly go ahead and roll me a D100.
I just imagine Tyrion just on the ground wheezing. Just
give me a second.
72.
72. Yeah. There's about you turn around and there's like about 280 of these little hot pocket sized little pasty hand pies with hot, fluffy, delicious sort of pot pie meat and mushroom filling, and just the flakiest golden dough pastry you could ever bite into. And there's just platters of them, and the kitchen is completely trashed.
I hold my hand up for a high five to Tyrion.
I high five him back.
I go flying into the wall. Oh fuck!
That's a $19 strength check. So yes.
Nope. You both have to roll charisma checks.
Ah,
Dang it.
charisma. That's a 16.
Damn, with an at 20 on the other side.
Charisma. It's gonna be bad. 8.
I don't talk
Yeah,
to people.
Yeah, you go to high five Tyrion, and without thinking, you know your hand is fine, but you feel something pop in your chopping shoulder.
Oh God! Don't high five a Viking. Don't high five a Viking.
I'm sorry. Do you need me? Do you need help putting it back? Hang on. Here, hold still real quick.
Just sort of. I don't know if that came
Tyrion's
through.
not good with medicine, so I'd go up and I'd punch him right in the shoulder, try to pop it back into place.
You don't need to. It's not dislocated. It just sort of hurts. Anyway.
Tyrion doesn't know that.
All right. Where do you rush these pot pies to?
To the courtyard.
All right.
Tyrion, grab that table, and that table, and that table. Grab all the tables.
I heave as much as I can.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for this. This is just comedic and spur of the moment as you guys just are rushing things out of this dough-covered kitchen and stuff like that. You see this sort of blue and green flump just sort of come out from one of the doors, just goes, and just pick up a mop. And then
Sorry.
you set up all these pot pies in the courtyard, or these little hand pies in the courtyard, and you run past Dirk and Muckland, who are at the hollow table, and Dirk, you've basically designed a sign, if you'll allow me here. Yeah, it's just like a classic like wooden board sign with like, it says free pies, and it's got like a little like chibi version of a silica like winking and holding up like a peace sign. And yes,
wait,
like
hang
the R in free is backwards.
Nice.
Give me 1 second.
A silica look! It's my magnum opus!
Good job, buddy.
Smiles in Tin Man.
First off, Brent, you might want to actually turn the output sound of that specific one up just a little bit. You're coming lower than your bass voice.
Oh,
Is this better?
A little higher.
A little better.
Sounds like a radio, unless like they're inside of a suit of armor.
well, I couldn't find a good one for the suit of armor.
Oh, I think it's supposed to be just
We could
Dirk's
figure
voice.
something out.
Oh,
Yeah, he-
How about this one?
Oh god.
That's really robot-y.
We'll come.
All right, we'll
We'll come back to it.
later.
I was
fine.
fine with the first one. Anyway.
It literally just needs to be turned up a little bit, just because that won't. When you activate it, it's a little quieter than what you
I
sound
got
like.
you.
All right, so Luke, as soon as we get him out there, I'm gonna actually start prestidigitation to push the smell of it out the door,
Okay.
because I could create.
You-
I'd do the
odd
same,
od-
but I don't have that.
I could create odd
Alright.
odors, and having smelled these, I could probably just recreate or somehow give it a nudge out the window. I'm trying to like cartoon style, like push it out the door like you would, again, with a fresh pie on a window seal.
You
we want the strands of smell to like go into a person's nose and pick them up and drag them in.
And I don't care if it's violently or not.
Okay, you. So you run up to the. You run out the door, and you sort of throw the thing open, and you spread out your hands, and you start flapping your flightless wings, and you start farting pie smell with prestidigitation outside the door.
Of course.
Yes.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, you're definitely getting some odd looks from your friends, but it smells delicious.
Hey,
Guys, don't judge
what
me.
I'm cooking.
I can't speak in Undercommon or whatever this is. Someone else has to do it. I can just do this.
Oh, the sign.
You
should be
see-
up now, yeah.
You see Dirk. You see Kark just leaning up against a tree. He's like, of all the weird dragon shit I've seen you do, this is the weirdest.
You shut up.
Yeah, so you go ahead and you throw up the sign, and then sure enough, like with a little neon illusions and things like that, and the smell of pie wafting throughout the little square here, the few goblins who have been like gnawing on the frame of the wood or whatever, they're and they see this free pie sign just sort of come to life. And they see this dragon man flapping delicious pie smell out the door at them. They just kind of stare, but they're like, "Ah."
Everyone get into the ship. This is not a drill. Go, go, go.
Would you guys like to...
Going to need you to translate.
Oh, right. And he gets into the pilot's seat. And I would like someone to roll a charisma check for Mucklin, since he's just basically translating for you.
Go.
Are you
Charisma
using
check.
modifiers or you just want to roll a straight 20?
Hmm?
Do you want us to use our modifiers or do you want to just a straight 20?
That is correct. I would like one of you to roll a charisma check with advantage.
I got a plus 2 to charisma.
I got a 1.
I
Okay.
got it.
12. Fuck.
That is a 12. Okay. So you start sending out this.
Use my D10 inspiration.
Ooh.
Oh. I'll add a D10 to that. Boosh. Fuck me running. 14.
Hey, it's better than 12.
Oh,
It
Let's
is.
see.
But... I'm so glad I didn't have the voice changer on, so you'd hear Dirk just go, fuck me running.
As you as the timid voice of Mucklin starts shouting out in Undercommon, just come. What would you like him to say? Like, basically just like, come get your free pies or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Free, basically free food.
free food here, folks. We got delicious mushroom and meat pasties. Free, absolutely free. You don't need to do nothing.
just get on the ship.
And as you start to as he just sort of like kind of repeat his sales pitch and everything like that, you see two of the goblins just kind of eyeing you up and down suspiciously, and one of them just kind of darts past and grabs a pie and just sort of just wolfs it down. And you see one of his friends just rush past, and he's like, and the third one is kind of come in and to follow him, and he's like, he sees his friends like kind of push him back and like go point out, and he runs off into the street. And soon enough, you see more goblins and a few bugbears and stuff like that, and soon all kinds of people are filing into the Trematobula to come get their food. You get something of a little crowd going.
Quick.
And I would...
It's Dirk that speaks Undercommon, isn't it? It's Dirk that speaks Undercommon, right?
Basilica.
Oh, it's a Silica. A Silica! Tell him that there's more inside. Just keep going.
There isn't more inside. It's all right here.
They don't need to know that. I'm just trying to get the horde further in.
Just like, hey everyone, we've got more cooking up. Just come on in here, hang out, have a good time, enjoy the scenery. We'll get some more cooked up.
Deception with advantage.
Uh-oh. Deception. Where's it? Oh, I have a +2 to that, but 19. Thank God.
Can't really talk to people, but my God, the man's got a poker face.
You see a couple of and he's like, you see this one goblin in the crowd just sort of scratching his chin. It's like, I don't know. And then his friend just kind of slaps him on the shoulder. He's like, what? No, come on, man. He's giving us free food. Plus, there's probably more shiny stuff. Look how shiny it is in here. Oh, right. And you see them kind of like, a few of them, like, skeptically at first, but just kind of rush off into the octo-bula. And then in the distance, you just hear in your mind just, oh God, they're everywhere.
And but we can lock the ship, right? Like the actual door into the octo-bula proper.
Oh, is that what? I'm sorry. I thought you were asking them to come into the ship.
No,
not the ship, but in the courtyard to just fill up the courtyard.
We were just trying to get him further inside so that there isn't a chokehold right at the door.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not letting these little fuckers in the fucking ship.
Okay, then yeah, no, they if you don't want them to come into the ship, then yes, we can have Ampho like select who he does and doesn't allow. He's more than capable of doing that.
Yeah, anyone who's crew can go in and out, but nobody else.
Yeah, well, I'll allow that. So then, yeah, you just have like these guys kind of milling about the courtyard. I will need let's see here, based off how well you did there. I'm gonna need some rolls from you guys. Who would like to go first?
Me. What do you need from me?
I need you to roll me 2 D100.
One at a time or together?
One at a time, please.
Okay. Show me a 73 for the first one. And the second one is 66. Damn it. So close.
I grossly underestimated things. Let's try this again. Give me a D20.
I can do this. 1d20 coming up. Boop. And then another following it. That's a 1.
Okay.
That's a 4.
That's better.
Oh, I'll take your word for it.
All right. Thank you very much. Who would like to go next?
I will.
Yeah.
D20.
Appropriate. Yep.
1 or 2.
Just 1 D20 at first.
15.
So that's a 15.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 to 5 times. Okay, and another one.
20.
All right, thanks for playing. And then Michael, go ahead and roll me a D20. And another one.
6.
Interesting. Okay. After all is said and done, you guys are convinced that you've gotten just about as many people as you can. You managed to round up, and I'll give you guys these stats later if you want, so don't worry about writing them down. 48 deep gnomes, 80 goblins, 240 goblins, and 140 bugbears. So after like the word that these meat pies kind of come around, the big guys just start muscling their way through, and they just start pushing the goblins and stuff out of the way to try and get the food. So you have a lot of those guys, and then 24 Duragar, some deep gnomes show up. That's the first sign of free food, and about 6 dark elves just kind of peppered in the mix.
Are they hot?
I mean, I'm not gonna judge.
Cool.
The answer is yes. Dirk will be, I mean, depending on what my roles were, he'll be acting as essentially the guard or a bouncer, just making sure everyone kind of behaves.
Yeah, you're definitely getting some bad vibes from some of these big guys. Like, there's definitely some hobgoblins who are, like, kind of just kind of shoving around the littler guys, stuff like that. These guys seemed a little more armed than the others. But the bugbears, like, they tower even over, like, the lot of you. Like, some of them are taller than Tyrion and Asilica.
Jesus.
Damn. Big boys.
And they just have the longest, like gangliest arms. Like, even though they're as tall as they are, their hands still seem like they can almost damn near touch the ground. These guys you would not want to tangle with.
Okay, Silica, $20 for you to go poke him in the butt.
$20 for you to go fuck yourself.
Alright, give me a second.
Wait, hang on.
So, not in the game.
Gentlemen, please contain yourselves.
But, alright, fine, sip.
After all is said and done, you guys have these hundreds and hundreds of folks all aboard your ship. I guess I could give you a grand total there if you really wanted.
Let's do it after session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys are just sort of milling about, very satisfied that you've saved the town, but very convinced that you're not sure you could fit any more on this courtyard. And with that, Dirk, you get the idea that if you don't close the door now, you might never close the door. And there doesn't seem to be anyone else who wants to come forward anyway. Everyone else is sort of either fucked off or gone on.
Close it,
Dirk
quick.
will make.
I need to get out of here.
Dirk makes his way to the door.
Yep. Well, you said you were acting like as a bouncer, so yeah. I'm
Oh
assuming.
yeah. So essentially, I'll look around and close.
Yep. And with that, the traum-octo-bula is kind of sealed up. You see guys like just kind of like some of them just like reaching out. A lot of them can't really wrap their head around the wall of it, so they go out and touch the bubble and but
Silica, we need to get moving then. No, we have everything on here.
I think all crew members should get inside of the ship because things are about to get probably get hairy out here. And I'm not saying that because there's hairy creatures out here.
And unfortunately, as you say that, as it's taken so long for you to whip up these meat pies and get these guys aboard, you feel this massive tremor just shake the dude down to your very core, and you see, like, on the outside of the bubble, like, you see stalactites like falling and things like that. You see a couple of them hit the bubble of the traum-octo-bula and just shatter against and you hear like the crowd just kind of scream in terror. as they duck, but nothing happens. And like you even see like one or two of the trees in the courtyard start to lean and topple over.
So I think Tyrion starts making his way to the helm.
Yep.
Actually, because I know that it's kind of hard to see as we're trying to get to the helm. Can we kind of make out what, if anything, around us is doing? Like if we've actually started to see the gnolls or anything like that, like emerging outside the bubble?
No, actually, you do not. But as you sort of are looking at, like, it looks like the same as ever, only like with more stuff falling down and the shaking growing more violent. Anyone who is trying to hide in the alleys and corners is now in full panic mode and is running about the streets. But as you enter your helm at your original positions, I'm assuming, go ahead and Tyrion, go ahead and give me your perception check as a processor.
6.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Shoot. Before we jack into the Matrix, I'm gonna pull aside Liv and Muckland.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna look to Liv and say, do you think you can pilot this without me?
I'm pretty sure I can figure it out, yes.
Okay, I think I'll be best on a battery. Just if you need my help, just let me know and I'll come to the pilot seat.
So, Michael, I love you.
Yeah.
Above game, I'm gonna have to put my foot down as a DM and say no. One of you is gonna have to drive this ship.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that involves making combat decisions and stuff like that. Literally none of you could do anything unless I, as the DM, told you to, and that just would get weird.
Well, that's what you get for making the most powerful person have to be a pilot. Magic-wise.
No, I can just do stuff like this. Yeah.
Above game, what about grabbing Glil and throwing him on a battery?
Yeah, that's possible. And you could throw Mucklin on as well.
Okay, well. Scratch that. Everyone who's not or just me on pilot and then everyone else in a battery or auxiliary.
I'll throw everyone else
maybe Muckland with me because I need help. I'd probably need help navigating this place.
I'll take the gunner and I'll adjust me as a gunner and everyone else can take a battery.
Yep.
As much power as we possibly can.
Okay.
Unless Muckland has magic capabilities.
We never asked him.
Actually, I want to ask Kark something quickly.
Quickly.
How comfortable are you with being a processor?
I'm not, I'll do it.
Shit, get on a battery.
Hey, Ampho.
Damn it.
Yes.
Quick question.
Quickly.
Can these only be... Can the Spelljammer helms only be activated inside this, or can it be extended throughout the entire octo-bula?
Ooh. Mike, I see where you're going with this.
I only have helms set up here. I could put them anywhere. I would need to run wiring and such, or runes, something.
It'd take too long. Never mind. It's not the counts. Just fucking turn everyone in the courtyard into a fucking battery.
I mean, you could bring some in here, I suppose.
We don't have time to suss out people we can trust. Let's just get out of here.
Above game, Geared, I'm sorry, but this is a decision that we gotta make. We're on a rope. We're on a tight rope here.
Yeah. Are we leaving his character behind? Is he somewhere in this town?
As you are, so just for my own clarity here, so you are putting everyone except Tyrion on a battery, and
Yep.
Asilica is going to be a pilot.
And Muckland a pilot, so that he can help
Muckland's a
navigate
pilot.
the Underdark.
Okay. All right.
This is too subtle of a sound for this.
Okay. You. Okay. So, as you sort of get everyone situated and you get everyone strapped in and you prepare for the worst, you finally notice, again, like, I'm sorry, with only a 6 on perception there, the shaking has finally come to a sort of almost like halt. And things go quiet for a second. And then you see this massive, oh god, excuse me. This massive eruption just shoot up from the middle of the canyon. And you don't have to roll anything for this. You see this enormous, giant, worm-like creature. You don't see color in darkness, unfortunately.
How do we know it's purple?
You don't.
Oh shit, it's a green worm, guys.
Fuck.
And you see this thing. It looks, if I had to describe it, it looks like essentially like a giant earthworm, with its body covered in sort of like these little like sort of spikes that look like they're meant for like going through the earth, and the head of it is not exactly what you expected. Rather than being like an open maw of teeth or maybe like a pointed cone shape, you see this massive sort of cranium. This almost like a humanoid skull with a massive bulging brain coming out the back of it, just rippling with like this very like kind of slick looking flesh, and you see the front of it. It has these sort of like insectoid plates, like kind of mouth parts that cover like most of the face. So you really only just see like these black eyes coming out from the skull, and then it's just sort of like this like face covering. And it opens up its mouth parts and it just roars with this row after row after row after row of razor sharp teeth. It looks like a garbage disposal from hell attached to the head of this thing. And you see it like sort of rear its head down towards the city, sort of on the sort of looming out towards your guys' side of town, because you know it's a canyon, it divides it into either side, and so it comes over towards, sort of looking towards your guys' courtyard almost, and all of you within the channel hear something. Hear a voice that you've actually heard once before, back at the attack at the city of Kattegat. A very deep, rumbling voice. It's very clearly psionic energy that is speaking, but it shakes you to the very core of your soul just as much as like the earthquakes did. In a sense.
I sense a psionic disturbance. What is in this town?
Uh-oh.
Scatter!
Jesus.
And you hear another voice, a sort of cooler, more logical voice, kind of speak out. And it says,
I sense it too. Probably the same disturbance as before. Destroy it if you can. Transferring control now. Good luck.
and you hear the giant brain worm thing scream at the top of its lungs, and you see from the back of its mouth just dozens and dozens and dozens of tentacles, mind-flared tentacles, reach out and start grabbing and lunging at people in the town as it sort of levitates and looms forward at you guys in a wide arc. Just picking up goblins left and right and deep gnomes and things, and just ripping out their brains.
Luke, what have you done?
And as it looms closer and closer towards you guys, what would you like
out
to
of
do?
there. I'm moving. I'm getting away from this thing.
Okay.
As fast as we fucking can.
Does it look like they've actually detected that the door that's there is us?
Insight? You know at least that they seem to be talking about you.
17. I'm more or less trying to figure out if they've detected if this door that's sitting in the middle is what they're trying to suss out.
It doesn't seem that they know exactly where you are, only that there is some sort of presence, and it does not, they don't know where
the sense is coming from.
As far as they know, you are a door amongst the rubble.
Okay. As Mike is getting GTFOing us, I'm gonna hold a chromatic orb as a deterrent. Because when it detects us and it starts charging at us, I'm gonna just let loose.
Okay. So, if you had to guess this thing as you see it sort of... Well, go ahead and roll me a... let me think here. Yeah, Michael, go ahead and roll me a dexterity save.
Dexterity save.
I want you to know that this is now an event, by the way. This is a very special thing. This is not a combat scenario.
Can I, Oh, no, never mind. Dex save. 13.
13. Okay. You managed to navigate the door sort of along like this back alleyway, and Tyrion, with your 360 degrees of vision, not being able to look away, you see this massive head of this creature, which, by the way, you get a sense of it as it's soaring through the air. By the time you finally see the head to tail, this thing is maybe like a mile long. Like, it is easily the biggest creature you've ever seen in your life.
Jesus.
And its cranium plows through the ground in the courtyard where you were. Again, not necessarily knowing where you were, it just was really hard to miss.
Wait, haven't we seen Jormungandr?
Right?
Never in its entirety.
Wait, I think we've only seen like his head. Like, That's been like the
So
almost the extent of it.
fair enough. You got me there, Mike. But as this thing sort of plows through the ground, it sends this cascade of rubble shooting up into the air. You see rocks fly out in all directions, covered in this weird viscous slime. And then you see as it burrows into the ground, the rocks don't fall. They just are suspended wherever they are left in the middle of the air.
Oh God.
That's how we found this place.
And go ahead and give me another perception check, Tyrion. Asilica, what would you like to do?
Keep going.
Okay,
Keep believing.
19.
19. Tyrion, as you are looking about, kind of glued in your position, you notice now the horde of gnolls that you have been monitoring coming up like ants through the giant gaping hole that this thing has burrowed in the middle of Svartalheim.
I mean, this is going down sideways, so I'm gonna have to start letting loose. Unless the person at the helm says otherwise.
You unfortunately cannot attack until told you can.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll I think we're just using this time to get the fuck away. If it comes after us, then we'll start attacking it.
All right.
Then please roll me another evasive maneuvers.
Come on, baby. 21.
3. Okay. You are kind of completely. Where exactly are you trying to go, by the way? What are you trying to do
I'm
here?
trying to find the way we came in,
Okay.
if that's at all possible.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Survival. 23.
Jesus.
Damn it. All right. With a 23, yeah, you are sort of like in your fight or flight mode. You're like, okay, wait, that's the maze. We came from that way. Not from the maze, but I mean, like, the cave's that way, so the other end is that way. You know what I mean? Just kind of orienting yourself in this cavern, and you're like, okay, this is the direction we need to be heading to get out, to get back to the surface. And as you move along, again, you just narrowly dodge. Basically, you see a giant worm just kind of come out from the ground, sort of maybe 2-3 blocks to the east of you. Just sending debris cascading your way. And it's one of those things where it's like you freak out for half a second, like you kind of press your door against another door to blend in.
Be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
But
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
this thing is
Could we like
looking for...
divert all power to the fucking rear thrusters? Is that a thing?
No, as far as you know, this thing moves at a very interesting clip. Basically, you could move very quickly, but it would be very dangerous to really open up in here because you would just ram right into a wall. The last time you tried something like that, you just went straight into the ocean and almost destroyed the ship.
Okay, it wasn't the ocean. It was just a very big lake.
Okay. As you guys are sort of in this, let me think here. as you guys are trying to make your way out of this place, 1 second. Sorry, just looking at my abilities.
That's never a good sign.
Yes.
Looking at his abilities.
As you guys are making your way through the rubble and stuff like that, trying to like keep a very low profile, ducking under like rooftops and stuff where you can, just trying to be as skinny door as possible. You hear all of you in your mind's eye, even those of you who thought that you were like kind of like not necessarily cognitively there. Mm-hmm. You hear in the back of your mind,
I can feel you. I know you're here, but it's like you're not there. Show yourself. What are you?
No.
And I need all of you to roll me initiative.
19 for Tyrion.
14 for Celica.
8.
Dirk, I need you to make me a wisdom save.
+2.
12.
12.
Do I have anything that can... Damn it.
Hey Dirk,
Hi, how are you?
what you thinking about? As we go into your brain.
A few things. Hoping everyone is safe. Jesus, God, Jesus. A little bit more Jesus. Mecca. And little bits and pieces of his past. It's always in his head. Like from a time before.
As you sit in this sort of blank, empty matrix space, thinking these things, singing your prayers and stuff like that, and you hear in the back of your head, sort of like a whisper sort of walking up on you, you hear,
Who is this Jesus? They cannot save you now.
and in this space, you open your eyes, and you are literally looking eye to eye with this worm thing. It is maybe inches from your face. Its tentacles just sort of floating about you. It's not touching you or doing anything to you, but in your mind, it just screams at you in full volume. Tyrion,
Yes.
the worm looks directly at the door.
Fire!
Alright. Oh crap, what do I roll for Chromatic Orb? Because that's what I was holding. Okay. Alright, Chromatic Orb. So, for Chromatic Orb, because I'm using the ship, do I add anything to its attacks?
No, I believe it's casting it as if you were casting it. It's just basically free. And not entirely free. You have to use one of your... Well, have to use one of your battery slots to be a gunner. So
yeah, no, I'm asking, am I adding, like, say, like, my Charisma modifier or Stealth modifier? Not Stealth, but Charisma, Wisdom.
Yes,
like...
it is based off of your spellcasting ability.
Okay. 1 second, because Roll20 has actually reset what my spellcasting is.
Oh, that's so obnoxious.
It is. I believe
What class is your spellcasting class?
It's he's a
Dark Mage.
Sorcerer, right?
Yes. I don't know.
Sorcerer. I think that's charisma.
It's a charisma caster, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Alright, so basically just a charisma. Okay.
Well, no. It's because it's...
Well, Chromatic Orb is to hit.
No, you're absolutely right, but your spellcasting ability is... I can remember it... God, it's right here. So it is. Oh yeah, so it is just your proficiency modifier plus your charisma. Yeah. So yeah.
In the spells tab, there's this where the spellcasting ability is. You can change that to charisma, and it will tell you what your attack bonus and everything is.
I did.
Okay, so it's that. So it's yeah. So it's the 7, but then you have a +2 from. Is it a +2 or +3 from your proficiency?
+3.
Okay, so that's a 10.
Yeah.
That's a 10. Okay. And then yeah, as this thing screeches out at you, Chromatic Orb doesn't do anything on a failed. It just misses, right?
Yeah, it just misses.
Yeah.
Well, unless I could fire it again as a bonus action, that's all I could do.
Yep. So this thing literally, like, you fire off this like big orb of chromatic energy, and it literally just like bounces off this thing's face as it comes spiraling through the air towards you.
Yep, that's me.
Okay. And Asilica, I need you to make me another dexterity save, this time with disadvantage.
10.
That is a 10. Okay. So as this thing crashes into you, it basically it doesn't like hit the door head on necessarily, but it sort of burrows into the ground like in your area, and it takes this whole chunk of Svartalheim, like an entire like block of houses and stuff with you, come crashing down into this hole as it just shoves rock and debris out of its way.
Dirk, put up the shield.
Am I still in the mental realm, or did I hear Asilica?
I can communicate to you. You just can't.
As this thing is screaming in your brain, you hear the voice of God, or Asilica, call out to you, Dirk, put up the shield.
Dirk immediately puts his hands together, bows his head, and the shield will go up. We are considered in combat, yes?
No, this is still considered an event.
Okay, so then the other part of that doesn't go into effect. Good. Yeah, so the shield's up.
Yep. Okay. So, I believe you can roll some temporary HP, correct?
Well, for some reason I have 8 temporary right now. Or, no, that's me personally, never mind.
Yeah.
What do I roll for the ship then?
Cast False Life twice per spell slot.
Alright, I will expend to cast False Life. Accumulate this temp HP. Did we ever talk about how much it gets?
Yeah, it's the False Life spell.
Oh, fuck, well I gotta look at I myself...
Twice per spell slot, so how many slots do we have?
First, I'm going to look at False Life, only because I don't have that spell myself. I read that as Falser Life. I was like, how the fuck? Bolstering yourself with
1d4
necromantic.
plus 4 temporary.
Yep. And would I be able to use 2 charges for that?
Yep. And what would you? You can also cast it at a higher level if you so choose.
Oh, in that case, I'll cast at level 2.
Okay.
So what would that be? 2d4 plus...
So yes, it's 2d4 plus. Well, yeah, just roll 2d4.
6.
Okay, so that's 6.
Maybe plus 10 for every slot higher than 2.
Yes,
Oh.
and then another 8 for the original. So
I'm doing it at 2, it's not higher than 2.
Second level or higher.
Oh, okay, so that's an added 10, you said?
no, so it's 1d4 plus 4, and then you gain an additional 5. So that's why I was doing the math, Travis. Damn it.
So we're at 11 then.
So
Okay, so don't hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yep.
So 6. So that is 14. And so that's 24.
24. Okay, well, we have 24 temp HP.
I'm going to instruct all the other batteries to just keep doing arcane charge. And then I will have I'll also keep instructing Dirk to keep casting the shield.
He will cast as needed. Or, I mean, as requested.
Yep.
Okay. As you fall down to the this hole and you go tumbling down into the depths, just constantly casting your shield, all of you, expending all of your energies to try and keep this thing from destroying itself on impact. I would like all of you to roll me Constitution saving throws.
Constitution, don't fuck it up.
I'm
Dirk.
gonna throw up in my own mind.
would it help at all if I casted the levitation before we hit the ground?
You can't.
Yep.
Okay.
That's something that the pilot has to remember to do.
Right.
Yep.
Is that just, I forget, was that a straight roll for the save?
Yep.
So
Jesus
12.
Christ.
Nat 20.
Okay. As you go, as you come tumbling down, you hear the screams of all the goblins in your courtyard, and all of the rubble falling around you. The worm seems to have suddenly dipped into the wall to resurface back to the attack, and you just find yourself cascading through the darkness. The door and the bubble itself keeps crashing into the rubble as it's just falling and falling and falling. The lights begin to flicker on and off, like you hear the power surge, and you see the bubble itself actually like kind of expand and contract a little bit as it's struggling to keep itself together as it's tumbling down to the ground. And you hear in the back of your mind, Silica, you just hear Ampho just yell out, "Silica!" And eventually everything just crashes.
Uh-oh.
Basilica, as you become forcefully ejected, all of you become forcefully ejected from the octo-bula's Spelljammer helms. You pick yourself up off the ground, the lights dim and flickering, and you look about you, the only one who seems to have remained conscious. You try to pick yourself up. It seems that Tyrion still remains just death gripped to his helm, and you see the fisheye lens just sort of looking about, as everyone is just kind of wreathing on the ground in pain, moaning, if they're conscious at all. You see through Tyrion's magical eyes that the octo-bula is completely buried in rubble.
No. Everyone, get up. Come on. I guess medicine check on everyone, whoever seems like they're in bad shape.
Yeah, who would you like to go to first?
Who looks the worst off?
Tyrion, I guess, looks fine. He's no one looks necessarily like hurt per se, but it looks like a lot of people have taken like some sort of like. Go ahead and roll medicine. Yeah. It actually looks to be like if you're being honest, everyone looks more or less okay. You see that honestly, it looks like Ampho is not conscious, which is something you've never experienced aboard the octo-bula. From what you can tell, it seems like he ejected everyone at the last second and took some kind of like psychic damage all on his own.
Chavez, I think it's best if we just turn off the music. It's not.
This is not appropriate at all for the situation.
I was trying to do the less somber one, but that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ampho like? Is he still in his jar thing, or is he like?
He's in his jar, yes, but he seems like some of his liquid's definitely been lost. There might be some kind of like bruise on the side of his head from like slamming into the side, and he's like kind of like floating askew, like he's completely limp. You don't see his tentacles moving whatsoever.
Is the jar like broken anywhere?
It doesn't seem like it.
Oh, okay. Glil, you all right?
What? He seems to be on the ground, like unconscious or semi-conscious, like everyone else.
Priscilla, you okay?
You don't get a response from her.
Ah, crap. Well, I don't know what I was expecting there. Yeah, he'll go up to Ampho's jar and just kind of tap on the glass. Ampho.
There's no response.
Uncle. Glil, get up here. Glil.
Glil is you had him in a helm as well, so he's on the ground with the rest of your crew.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was even part of the whole thing.
Yeah, Tyrion asked for all hands on deck. I think someone specifically asked for Glil.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I call him over if he's able to.
Yep.
Or I'll help him up if he needs it.
Okay. What's going on, Mr. Silica?
What's wrong with him? Is he okay? Is he? I've never seen this before. What's happening?
Oh God, my head. Let me take a look. Dirk.
That's me.
For the longest time, you see this screaming worm thing in your face, taking that how you will. And you don't really know exactly what happened, but you were like, as you were sort of like trying to divert all your attention to just maintaining the shields, ignoring this monster in your headspace. At some point, your energies just sort of got taxed beyond their limit, and you just sort of passed out. And it seemed like you were sort of forcefully ejected from the octo-bula. You find yourself with a black screen that suddenly flicks on an error message. Error. Rebooting in Minoic script. And you go through your normal emergency reboot sequence as you sort of pick yourself up off the ground as well.
Yeah, first, if anyone was nearby, all they'd hear is... Anyway. So everything flicks back on. I would like to make a perception check to assess damages. Not to myself, but to the surroundings and the people around.
Mm-hmm.
Show me the money. I swear to God, this whole round, I'm just going to do nothing, or everything below like a freaking 12. That's a 5.
The first thing you trip over is Balasar.
Oh,
And you feel it. Oh, go ahead.
Apologies, friend.
And you go to help pick up the dog.
Oh, I kicked the dog. I'm sad now.
How dare you kick my son?
My child.
Sweet baby boy, no.
He has been the best of the boys, and this is how you treat him? Tyrion will remember this.
First off, I'm gonna be looking for a Silica, Tyrion, all the familiar faces first, and then afterwards I will go to trying to mend, help people as best I can.
Okay.
Should I roll another perception for them?
Sorry, so you say you want to go to Tyrion first?
Well, right now I'm looking for any of the familiar faces.
Yeah, I'll just say you don't have to look around for it. You see Tyrion in his helm, just death gripping his Viking chair.
And he was ejected as well, yes? So he's like...
No.
Huh?
No, he doesn't seem to be ejected for some reason.
And he's a processor?
Yeah.
Is there a way... I can't remember. It's been a while. Does Dirk know of a way to safely remove the processors?
He should be able to eject himself, but you know that the pilot can eject anyone.
I walk over to the pilot seat, and I will do what's needed to eject.
Okay. You go to sit down in your Spelljammer helm, and you do not connect.
Dirk gets a sinking feeling. Was there any other kind of fail-safe that I could do? Because right now I'm getting some real Matrix vibes, and we all know what happens if you remove that tether before they're logged out.
Medicine check?
Like, me as the player. 16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go over and, you start to panic a little for a second, and, there's one medicinal trick that, the Vikings and the Minoics share in common when all else fails.
I'ma punch him.
Yep.
Do I... What are the rules for unarmed strike again? Or just not
The
unarmed
cure-all.
strike? The cure-all, yeah. Blunt,
You can just...
blunt force trauma.
Yep.
You can just do it. He can't move. I'm pretty sure it's an auto hit at this point. He's basically
He's
prone.
incapacitated, technically.
He's unconscious.
Just
Uh,
immediately a sock to the gut because I'm assuming his face is covered.
yeah, if you have unarmed strike, it would be 1 plus your strength, unless you have unarmed strike.
I don't believe I have unarmed strike. Yeah, so it's just 1 plus strength.
Okay.
Yeah. So my strength, so that'll be 4.
Okay. You take 4 points of subduing bludgeoning damage, Tyrion.
Okay.
Tyrion,
Okay.
as a processor, you were desperately panicking, waiting for the call. You wanted so badly to shoot this thing in the face, and when you did, it just didn't do anything. As you were tumbling down this kind of hole, and as the rubble is falling around you, you try to activate your levitate. You wish to God, for not the first time in your life, that your wings actually worked. And you find yourself with your 360 degrees of vision looking down at the earth as you land on it, and looking up as rocks pile up on your face. And just keep piling and piling. And every once in a while, when the pile was completely covering you, it would shift and crush down a little more and crunch. And you were just stuck like that for a few minutes. You have no idea what's going on other than what you can see. And then suddenly you feel this sharp, retching pain in your stomach, and suddenly your eyes kind of go cross, and you're back in the command deck of the Theseus. Or, excuse me, the traum octo-bula.
Thematically, Tyrion just falls over onto his side, out of the chair.
Oh, thank God you're all right. I got worried. I had to resort to certain measures to get you out. For some reason,
Who else is a processor right now?
It was just me.
No one.
Oh, just him.
For some reason, everyone was ejected but you. I took one from the Vikings.
Tyrion slowly gets up. That kind of movement of, I just took one hell of a beating and I don't want to move, but I need to kind of movement.
Mm-hmm.
And sits back into his chair. And just looks around and drops his head and just stares blankly down.
Tyrion?
Just sighs really deeply.
We need to get moving. We need to make sure everyone's okay.
He stands up and he looks around. His first priority, how does Balasar look?
Balasar is kind of like, the first thing he did was just sort of like cling to Dirk and stuff like that. And every time he's just sort of bouncing about all the people laying down, kind of licking Kark and Liv's faces, trying to bring them back and stuff like that. He thinks about doing the same thing for Salim, and then he just thinks better of it and turns around.
I whistle for Balasar to come to me, and
He'd come.
I just go in for a hug and just hold him.
He comes in immediately, and he seems to sense, there's something wrong for you, and he's just ferociously licking your face.
I don't stop him. I just keep holding him as best I can. He's gonna do this for a couple minutes. Tyrion is not okay.
Shit, do I have literally anything that can change your mood? I'm not Mac. Damn it.
No, thematically, this is where his head's at. Tyrion is fine, what he saw coming down there and how all that basically broke his mind.
I'm gonna look to him and I'll just say,
Let me guess, you saw something too.
It wasn't what I saw. It's all the pain I felt as we collided. And he's gonna get up and he's gonna walk over to Kark and Liv and try and help get them up.
Oh, where are we, brother? What's going on?
Stay calm. We fell.
Liv just sort of calmly picks herself up too, while Kark is just kind of like looking about at everyone. Liv, she goes, "What has happened? Is everything all right?"
we took one hell of a beating.
You don't know the half of it. And he goes, Interior just kind of goes to kind of like stretches. He does that old man stretch where he's like trying to move his arms ever really slowly and just kind of get them moving again. Luke, would I have any idea on how much rubble has fallen on top of us?
I mean, you have an idea that like it's enough to cover your face at least, so like enough to bury the door in the octo-bula.
Okay.
And we're talking boulders.
Yeah. Dirk, we're far underground. We are buried under I don't know how much.
The situation is grim. We need to find the others.
And as you say that, you feel another like sort of tremor, a sort of massive tremor, and a few more like hard impacts, and you see the lights kind of go again.
I look around. We could still, like, none of the walls like broken down or anything. Like we could still we could still make out the room, right?
Yeah, so far the interior of the Nautiloid itself, like this control room, seems to be fine.
Okay. I'm gonna look over.
Command deck.
Asilica's standing either in front or like close enough to be considered in front of Ampho.
Yeah, you guys are a little bit away. Like you guys are back by the chairs. He and Glil are over at observing Ampho's tank.
Okay, I'm gonna shuffle my way over to Ampho and Glil and Asilica. I'm gonna address Asilica. How's he looking?
Can we move him? Can we get him down to the medical bay? Is this what? What's going on, Glil? What's wrong with him?
Well, as far as I can tell, I'm not sure. I've never really interacted with mind flayers before, or with elder brains before. I think he's still alive. Like you can still see, like, look, that vein right there, like it's still pulsing, right? Right? Like over by his tadpole. And he sort of like just like points it, like he's trying to look for signs of life on this brain. I think he's just unconscious, but I don't know how to move him. We gotta heal him somehow, I think.
Dirk, can you heal him?
Tyrion's gonna turn to the blue flame. How's he look?
It's not there, actually. Whenever so that tube is often summoned somehow by Ampho. It sort of rises and descends back into the floor like your chairs. It doesn't seem to be present.
Okay, so that idea's out the door then. Okay.
Dirk immediately runs over and fuck it, I'm not gonna use the voice changer. Is it safe to lay a hand on him?
I assume so, if you're trying to heal him.
Well, I didn't know. So yeah, I use lay on hands and I'll pump all 15 points into him.
Okay. You lay on hands this elder brain, and sure enough, Silica, you see some of the bruising on the side of his brain just sort of like begin to heal up, and some of the swelling go down. And you see after a while some of his one or two of his tentacles twitching. There's
Cognitive recalibration underway. Processing.
I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing, Asilica?
I don't know.
Oh, God, my aching head. Silica, did you get drunk again?
You're okay.
I think I'll be the judge of that, my boy. What's going on?
Thought I lost you.
Well, I'm already dead, I think. Where are we?
Ampho, it's not good.
Yeah. We're buried, Info. We fell for quite a while.
And you hear him say in Quailith. By the way, the rebooting thing, he said that was in Quailith, not common. You hear him say,
Recalling previous visuals, last recorded incident.
"The devil is that?" And you see him pull up the last images that Tyrion was seeing up on the hollow screen.
Tyrion turns away and doesn't look.
That's not good.
The people outside. Are they okay? We need to make sure they're okay.
Please tell me we didn't just give them their last meals.
Tyrion's gonna actually start making his way to the exit of the octo-bula out into the courtyard.
The moment you say that, he's like immediately at your heels, just following.
Oh, he doesn't
Alright,
say anything.
sure.
He's just walking that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, my boy, I am going to be your babysitter.
Okay.
And as you guys make your way to the door of the octo-bula, you go and, much like when you walk up to a grocery store that's closed for the first time in your life, you startle back as the door doesn't open right away.
Hang on, give me 1 second. I got a dude revving his engine outside my window.
What the fuck?
Damn,
What
you
an asshole.
you give them meat pies, you let them into your house, and then they start having a goddamn rally in your living room.
You,
I'm back. They set off a car alarm as they were driving away. There we go. Okay. Sorry, back.
but you reach out to go and like try to touch the door, and you see the lights like kind of flicker around, and then it just sort of slowly slides open, a bit slower than you're used to. But you make your way out, and yeah, you see the courtyard in complete disarray. Like all of the exotic trees and plants are very disheveled. Some of them are still standing tall because they're just hardier trees, I guess. But it is like the Zen garden is no longer Zen. The pond is half empty and it's been spilled up about the grounds. And you see the goblinoids and the gnomes and all the other folks you picked up about, basically in a very similar state that the rest of you were in. Some of them are laid out in the ground, very injured, some of them with broken bones and things like that. It's so bad, but you don't see any dead folk. It doesn't seem like anyone's lying there with their faces covered by a sheet or anything like that. So it seems like everyone is just rough and battered up, but no one is seriously. No one's dead.
Okay. With how much rubble's fallen on top of us, how dark is it in here?
The light of the bubble itself still illuminates the courtyard in a sort of false daylight.
Okay.
So you can still see in here pretty well. The bubble like flickers and stuff like that, and every time it does, like you see like this weird sort of like expanding, contracting effect, almost like one of those weird kinetic bubble toys that you just kind of stretch open and closed. And every time it does, it like either takes or lets out some of the rubble with it along the edges.
Like it's falling it's falling into the courtroom, or that being pushed away.
Some of it does in fact get like some of it does fall in, like you see like the odd rock or two like just like fall through the ceiling or something like that, and you've seen it start to like accumulate along the edges of the ground. So like where the floor meets the bubble, there's like piles of rocks here and there, but then like it'll contract and like some of it'll fall out.
Okay.
Ampho, will the bubble hold?
Hard to say. Checking in on all of our energy systems. Discussing options with Sithuga now. Stand by. God, my
Let
head.
me know if you need me to cast anything.
Will do.
Tyrion's gonna shout out into the crowd.
Did you speak Undercommon?
Nope. To anyone that can understand me. And he's kind of breathing heavily. We're not in a good place right now. Anyone that can use magic that can either heal or help get us out of here, please, I beg you, step forward.
Roll me a charisma check with disadvantage, Tyrion.
11.
You
Would I be able to assist in any way?
as you call out to the crowd, most of them don't really seem to understand you. None of them really look up or like pay you any mind. But you see one hobgoblin, a sort of basically humanoid-sized goblinoid, stand up and just like hurl like some sort of like earth plane apple at you or something like that from the garden. And it completely misses, but he just kind of throws it up in your direction. Like, step forward, this is your fault. You bring here. You put us underground. What you do?
Dirk immediately steps forward. And
take Muckland with you to help translate.
Well, no, the guy obviously speaks common, right?
Yes, he's speaking very bad common.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the spell that I wanted to use. I believe it's Shatter at 9th level. No, that's not it.
Is it tongues?
That'll do it.
No, it's not tongues. I'm sorry. One sec. I believe it's just Divine Sense. Or is that...
Divine Smite?
Divine Smite, that's the one.
Is it your Channel Divinity?
Yes, it's... Oh, that's what it was. It's Channel Divinity.
Because you should have a couple... Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm looking for it on my sheet, but for some reason it's not here.
Yeah, it might be part of the reset. It's a roll 20 doing a roll 20.
I'll just quickly pull it up. One sec.
Yep.
Channel Divinity. Second level, yada yada yada. That's not what I need. Come on. Yeah, right now all essentially it's supposed to give me a +5 to persuasion.
Okay.
Once I find it, I'll put it up, but I know it's +5 to persuasion.
I think I know vaguely the ability that you're talking about as well.
Yeah,
because it's a part of your redemption paladin thing, right?
You're right. Absolutely, 100%. So Dirk will just look out to him with his hand reached out. Not like trying to grab, but he has it, palm up, so as harmless as possible. To him, just to know he's talking directly to him, and he just says, "We saved your lives. A purple worm was about to hit you. If not for us, you'd all be dead."
I'm sure they saw it, right, from the courtyard, out of the bubble.
And then
one would hope.
I would like to roll a persuasion to at least calm him down.
Go for it.
That's with the +5.
Okay.
22.
Nice.
Oh god, he rolled like garbage anyway. Yeah. He sort of like gets all frustrated. He just stamps on the ground a couple of times, and then he points. He's like, "Hey, like you magic men from surface, you work with monster." And then you just see like one of the big bugbears just kind of cuff him on the back of the head. This guy who's like much taller than him. He's like, "Monster come before they come. Make no sense." And he just kind of sits back down.
He's my favorite.
One with some sense.
He kind of scratches the back of the head and kind of calls back to you guys. "We not magic. Maybe elf?" And he points over to the dark elves. And the dark elves just kind of whisper amongst themselves, and then they just kind of shake their heads no.
Where's Muckland?
Muckland has sort of been, after you guys kind of pick yourselves up off the ground, he's sort of trailing behind you a little bit, but he comes along and he's sort of hanging out next to Balasar.
He'll just turn to Muckland, so like will, and he'll just say, "You talk to the people, try and get them to put all of the most injured people in one place, and we'll see what we can do about getting them healed up."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to... I found the ability, by the way. The specific one I'm looking for. I'm putting it in chat.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, it's called Emissary of Peace.
Yes, I knew you had it. I vaguely remembered it.
Yep, specifically
Okay.
+5 bonus to persuasion, and only persuasion checks for the next 10 minutes.
Nice. Glil sort of puts his hand on your shoulder as Silica, and he says, "I'll run good and get some supplies from the med bay."
All right,
Oh,
thanks,
shit.
Will.
Mhm.
And
And he
he'll
runs
kind of Silica will also like kind of walk around and as best he can with Undercom and relay the same thing to whoever he can and help Muckland.
Okay.
Just bring the most injured forward to tip so we can take care of them first, and then we'll worry about everything else later.
Okay.
Tyrion's gonna turn and walk back inside of the octo-bula. And he's gonna get into a meditative stance and try and contact the Sibius.
All right. You sit down and put yourself into a meditative trance.
Mm-hmm. Can we roll anything?
No, you're good. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
So, sorry, and then Dirk, what did you say you were doing?
Well, after hopefully calming people down, I would definitely be going person to person just to check up on them, make sure they're doing okay.
Okay.
You know, and essentially trying to calm them down as best I can.
Go ahead and Dirk and Asilica, go ahead and make me just a charisma check and a medicine check apiece with advantage.
I'll let you go first.
Oof. 9. Makes sense though. And 14 for medicine.
I'll do charisma first. 16. And then I will do medicine. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
10.
As you
That's
guys
a 10.
go around,
Sorry.
as you guys go around, you notice that a lot of these guys are very distrustful of you, and a lot of them do in fact blame you for bringing them in here, but a lot of their friends and family seem to know better about the monster, and like they saw what it did to their homes and how it didn't break this thing. So a little on the fence, but some of them are more willing to trust you than others. You get the sense too that these people are not used to the light of kindness. So, like, the idea of you helping them is something that they either completely reject or is just so foreign to them that they don't know how to react. It goes a long way for some of them, actually. It's like they are more than happy to, like, you know, Basilica, you have, you know, your magical foods and stuff like that to, you know, kind of help you with your healing and things like that. You know, the good old-fashioned home cooking medicine. And Dirk, you are a little more skilled with, you know, going out amongst, like, you know, the sick and the wretched and stuff like that as part of your, you know, practice in the church and stuff like that. So it's not really hard for you to kind of get down on the people's level and, like, kind of help take care of them. And as you do so, you guys are, like, taking care of these folks and stuff. Dirk,
Dip me.
you are approached by 24 what you at first mistake for dwarves. But they're a little odd. The only way to really describe them without getting too offensive is that they look like the dark elves of dwarves.
Would I be able to make a, what would that be, history check?
Of course.
Show me the money. 18.
Yep. These are Duragar. They are deep dwarves, essentially. They are exactly as described. They are the deep gnomes of the deep elves of dwarves. And they are not necessarily as good at mining and craftsmanship as dwarves are reported to be, but a lot of people attribute them to being just as ingenuitive if they have to be. They definitely know their way around the stone. They would have to, living in the Underdark.
Right.
So they approach you, and the first thing that you see this sort of red-headed, red-bearded Duragar sort of walk up to you and kind of eyes you up and down. He says, "Good craftsmanship."
I assume you're talking about my, excuse me, my body.
Yes, you are made by dwarf.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember. No, I'm gnomish. Gnomish make.
Yes.
Uh, I was rebuilt by gnomes.
Indeed. It's good quality steel, and he's just sort of reaches out and sort of rasps a knuckle on one of your like elbow joints or something like that. Just kind of complimentary.
It has to be. Yeah, I have to be as strong as I can for the people.
You take good care of people, and he sort of waves his hand around.
I will do what I can.
He unslings a pickaxe off of his back, and he says, "We Duragar, from Norths, we take care of rock." And he points towards the door.
Dirk will just look over and look back. That would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Mm.
Once I am done tending to them, and he waves essentially, I will join you. We need all. I believe we need all the help we can get to break through.
Is good. We start now. We
Thank you.
cannot open door.
Oh. He will gently, if Dirk is holding anyone or like holding up a limb or something, he'll put it down as gently as possible and make his way to the door. Wait, you said the door won't open, or I just need to open the door for them?
Above game, yes. You know the door only opens for people designated as crew. It's
Oh,
that
I thought it was
Celica
like
takes care
jammed
of.
up to hell or something. All right. Oh, right. So then Dirk opens up both doors.
Okay. You
Uh,
open up the
Sorry.
You open up the door, and the weirdest scene from the game Portal happens. You see a rock fall into the octo-bula and then fall down against the ground, as if it changed the direction of gravity.
Well, now I've seen everything. Oh God, trying to do the Skeletor voice while doing a Southern voice. That was weird.
And you see this happen for quite a bit of rock until eventually the door is blocked by the rock that is fallen in.
Well, all right.
So there's now a pile of rubble on the inside of the door.
Well, as stated, I will go about my medical checkups or at least comforting, and when I'm all done, I will immediately head over to the door and begin assisting them.
Yep. As the Duragar get to work on the rock slides that is now pouring into the octo-bula, I believe this is a good place to end the session.
What about the talk with Obsidious?
Oh yeah, well, we're not gonna do that. Or we're gonna do that later.
No, we're gonna do that later.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take anything from you, man.
No, it's fine. I wanted to do it later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like that's one of those prep talks, you know.
A little bit.
All right. Well, let me put some music back on. So I guess that will conclude our night of D&D. Luke, this has been interesting.
Yeah.
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 Fucking Tyrion losing that flame in his stomach, so to speak. I'm just
Next
like,
session,
oh
we meet
fuck.
Garrett's character.
Garrett,
That's always
no,
what
shut
happens
up.
in these situations.
Yeah.
The crew falls down to a place outside of the trajectory of the story, and they meet a new character.
Shut up.
If Garrett would stop saying stuff. Spoilers. Jesus.
Hey,
Spoiler
I've
Al.
seen it enough.
But yeah, so that's gonna conclude it. Going around the horn here. Let's start. Let's top of list. Mike.
Oh, you can find me regretting my actions in nowhere. Here on Sundays, where I continue to regret those actions. Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
Our DM for the night, Luke.
You can find me regretting Mike's actions.
Hey, I did my best to get us out of there safely.
I'm totally teasing. I'm sorry.
Brent.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Zedimus, where if all things go as planned, tomorrow I will be playing Yakuza 0 on stream. Thank you so much for joining us.
And that brings us to me. I am WellSpan1025. You can find me there on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. If you've missed this live or in the VODs, this will be up on YouTube, along with the other campaigns and other shenanigans that we get into. That's gonna do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We will catch you next time. Bye.
But why? Why do that? Why do any of that?
Bye.
Bye.
Who sent you?